kind of cheese is this?
I wouldn't want it.
Alright, we're on.
They're Parmesan. Parmesan's like...
Alright, you ready?
Let's bring it in.
Parmesan is nice.
Honestly, don't care if it's...
Okay, ready? Let's do it.
More.
Yeah. So, we begin in a carriage, rocking and creaking on its wooden frame through the uneven road of the town of Trenton. A broad-faced older gentleman sits staring out of the window like he has most of the way here. His military uniform is creased from the journey, and his many medals hang uneven on the collar of his lapel. Beside him is his escort, Sergeant Arsenie Kazaku. Arsenie, would you like to describe yourself?
Myself. I have worked under Count Faring for many years. You want my physical?
Just your physical. Turn and cough and tell me how you look.
Well, on your face, tell me how you look. He is decently tall, about 6 foot. Pretty slender. He's very, pretty average in weight. Not like a huge military guy. He's got dark hair and a dark mustache. Short dark hair.
Very good. Cool. Alright, so across from you, there's a young girl sleeping, pressed against the side of the cart wall. She was already on board when you got inside the carriage that the Countess Bathory had sent for you. Okay, so you've been riding. Therezo sits there. He's leaning and puts his head against the window and kind of knocks it a couple times. You notice his mood has been a little bit different as you've gotten closer and closer. The air about him has seemed to change and turn a little bit more grim. Something's bothering him. Okay, so as you continue, the cart continues to roll and it suddenly stops. You hear outside there's a few people talking, and suddenly the door heaves open and slams. The whole cart seems to heave underneath the heavy weight, and you notice a very distorted and disfigured man heaving a bag on top of the cart. Before he holds the door open, and inside steps this gentleman. How do you appear?
Well, I walk in, kind of sit down, and I don't introduce myself. I just kind of sit down, and
What do you look like?
yeah,
What are you
and just
wearing?
kind of sit down, and I have a long fur coat and kind of scraggly beard.
What?
Why are you laughing at me?
I'm not doing anything.
And kind of like not like a scraggly beard, I guess, but more like just like there's just a layer there that's kind of unshaven, I guess, but you can tell that through my sunken eyes that I drink quite heavily and kind of and not always present, I guess, in mentally, I guess. But I sit down kind of heavily and sink down into the chair, as in sulking. Yeah, I'm big.
Okay.
Muscular, but under the coat's kind of hidden. Tall, broad shoulders, so you can kind of tell that I'm big. And yeah, but other than that, that's kind of like I'm well armed. I have a Morning Star whip under my
Why would you tell me the coat?
You can see it. He's assuming this physical description. He's assuming you can see it. If you're
It's
on
attached to
board.
my belt, along with along with the sword. So yeah, go ahead, don't mess with me.
Great. Followed right behind you, another man steps on board, and go ahead and give a description of yourself.
All right. I'm like kind of tall, but kind of not. You can't really tell because I'm hunched over constantly. My face is like really disfigured with a lot of like claw and like looks like old black bite marks on my face. And yeah, I just kind of hobble on board and take a seat next to him.
Mind the door, says the older gentleman.
Go and close it.
He goes and kind of just sits up, swallows in his chair and continues to stare out the window. You hear the crack of a whip and the neighing of horses as your carriage is drawn further throughout the city. It goes a little bit further and it stops within a few minutes outside of a monastery. You're able to look out the window and you see the large tower steeple sitting underneath a heavy looming cloud. And the door swings open again, and go ahead and present yourself.
My name is Alexandru Morate. I'm a tall, slender guy. Used to be, or I am a priest, and I've had a troubled life. I don't know what else to say.
Do you want to describe like what you're dressed as, like how you're dressed?
I'm dressed as a priest, a long, like, black gown with the little white patch on the neck. And then,
Cool.
How old do you look?
ballpark 50, 45, 50.
12.
I am 9 years old.
I'm a prodigy of a father.
Father.
Graduated Bible college. 2 years too early.
All right. You get in, and the carriage once again takes off. It continues now along the road, and you start to leave the city. You look out the windows, and you see this heavy and dense wood come all around you. The trees are packed in tight. It's almost as if you're going through a dark tunnel. And you notice the incline as you begin to kind of rock back. You're all sitting kind of facing each other. It would be there's on one side with you and I assume probably the father. And on the other side there would be you two sitting next to each other along with the girl pressed against the side of the wall. Let's say these are our sitting arrangements right here. So you'd have Therzo, you two, and the girl on that side, right?
Yes.
Okay. You pat her on. Okay, you continue up the road, and all of a sudden the cart, it seems to kind of dip into a deep pothole, and you see the girl, she startles awake. She actually touches your leg. She goes, I'm terribly sorry. I must have dozed off.
Totally okay.
Oh, look at all these faces. I don't believe I've caught any of your names.
Arsenier.
Nice
Yes,
to meet you. Are you a military man?
I'm a military man.
Very good. How long have you served in the war?
5 years.
It's a long many years. And father?
Oh, me.
Come on.
Father, I can't say I'm happy to see you. You are dressed in your funeral clothes.
Yes, God bless you.
Is it for that poor girl that passed away?
Yes.
And you two, what is your business going to the castle? Have you been there before?
First time. First time in these parts. My name's Simone.
Simon?
Simone.
Is that French? I love Paris. Have you been there?
Of course.
Of course I yes. Well, my name is Anna. I'm from the Velvet Ground, the Velvet Underground. Right.
That's true. It's just the wind.
No, I think it is the wind. This is a band of gypsies. I've been to Paris many times. I loved it.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And you notice her clear discomfort looking at you with all your disfigurements and dismemberments.
Yeah.
But you know, she kind of
Fast.
reels back for a second. Why are you here?
I am Mr. Simo's hand. I carry these things for him.
I see you are dressed like a nobleman. I could not help but notice all the trappings of wealth that you carry. What is your house name?
I'm not gonna mention that right now. Maybe for another day.
A man of mystery then. Well, can I ask why you're all headed there? I know the father is of course giving the funeral, but what is the reason for your other visits?
I'm for security.
Security. I assume it is for your quiet gentleman. Huh? She goes ahead and looks at Thurzo. Thurzo, he turns and like, kind of looks at her and just turns back out the window, keeping his hand up to his mouth. She goes and turns to you and just. So, are you a guest of the Countess Bathory? Have you met her before?
I can't say I have, but it's the first invite. She invited me. But I've never met her before.
I've never met her either. I'm quite nervous, actually. All I hear are, well, I shouldn't speak ill of my new mistress, but it's going to be quite lonesome, I see, and not quite many other gypsies, I assume, up there.
What brings you to Castle Bathory?
Well, the father, he's giving a funeral for one of the servant girls. She passed away of, I believe they say it is cholera, but
Yes.
it seems to be sweeping the castle. Many girls have died.
Maybe the funeral.
My father thought I would be of more use as receiving a stipend from Countess Bathory rather than, giving fortunes in the village.
Close.
I'm quite good at giving fortunes, actually. Would you care if I read yours now?
Yes.
1 second, I believe I have my cards here. Would you all care to play?
I'll play. I'm alright.
Are you sure? I have cards for you. Here, I read his fortune and then I read your fortune.
Most exciting.
I don't know if that's very Christian of me.
Please, Father.
It's okay. It's Catholic.
Here, I
It's
read
not
his
real
fortune.
Christian.
You see,
You're
it's
fine.
very easy. I'll tell you
Oh
just
yeah,
how you
I'm like Roman Catholic, and I
Ooh, probably.
anything goes. This is real.
Oh,
Yeah.
I could do it.
Alright, here, take one at random. No peeking.
That was time.
Of course.
Cinnamon time.
Okay.
Sin 30?
Sin 30.
Oh, listen up. Tell me.
So the Ace of Wands.
Oh, the Ace of Wands. This is the thing that you.
It looks here. Would you?
You've
like to
had
see
a
it?
very hard and troubled past.
Huh?
Yes? You've had a very hard and troubled past, yes?
Very.
Well, you should be cautious. Because for you, I see many new beginnings. The wand, it is a good card. It's very fortuitous. Please, sir, I insist.
The devil.
Devil. I can see you have a very old addiction tying you down. Yes? Tell me if I'm right. Well, you should seek help with this. The devil will always be there. Always tied to you. Seek help from the Lord. And you, please, I insist.
Dude, this thing's like ticking, and it makes everything way creepier.
Come on, I insist. The strength card, the man and the lion. You will find a moment when you are down on your knees, and the Lord will come to you and give you strength. And you, Father, I please. The tower. Your world has already seen many upheavals, I'm sure, but you should be prepared, for you are about to see another one.
Another upheaval?
Another upheaval. Your world is about to change. It can be a good thing or a not so good thing, but something to be on the lookout for. Just then, you see around the clearing, the trees start to fade, and up on top of the hillside, you notice there is a large stone, dark-built castle.
Something.
Etching out the horizon line. The clouds overhead have seemed to break, and you can see the very, very dim lit white light of the sun in the far off distance, daring to dip below the edge of the horizon. You spent most of the day in the carriage. It was afternoon when you began, and it's now nearly dusk, just as you round the corner and come towards the castle. Okay. The carriage pulls up. You notice it actually goes out around a large kind of circle-shaped driveway as you pass beneath a large gate, kind of old and decrepit, falling apart. This castle has been there a long time, and yet there still seems to be some manner of life as the lights inside still flicker and the dim lit windows shine out onto the yard. I actually have a map that we will spread out for you. Wherever I put that. Big boy. Perks of my work, right?
I don't think you're supposed to look at that.
Don't look underneath yet. I have another one.
Oh, look.
Where were these?
All right. So you notice
Feels good.
you've pulled up in here around this driveway, and the carriage pulls up in front of the manor. All right. In front of you, you actually see there is a large. You see there is a line of many servant girls all lined up. They're there, their heads kind of bowed as they look down at their feet, all of them in the same uniform, black and white dress. Very solemn, all of them staring down at the ground. Beside them, there's another serving girl. She's a bit older, probably in her late 40s, early 50s. You can see her face is worn and weathered. She has these very distinct frown lines, and her mottled brown hair sees many streaks of gray running through it. She appears to be the head of the servants. Beside her is a very young looking boy, maybe about 15 to 17 years old, you assume. Blonde hair. He has actually one blue eye and one green eye, which you find very distinct and odd about him. As he goes and he kind of sniffs and wipes his nose as the cart pulls up. He runs up, jumps on top. The whole cart seems to dip to one side, and he heaves off one of the bags and plops it onto the ground, emitting a bit of dust there in front of you. He goes and opens up the cart door. Jeez, Cassius. And
I do that. Feel better.
welcome, welcome, come on. He goes and he stands back to the mistress there, and she goes, "Hello there. Please, welcome to Castle Bathory. This is the home of Countess Elizabeth Bathory, and at this moment the Countess is indisposed. I insist that you let my young serving boy here take your bags to your rooms, and the servant, you young lady, is your name Anna Darvulia? Yes, very good. Would you please join this serving class?" She actually goes. She goes, "Excuse me, mother, but I would very much like to attend the funeral." Very well. We'll see to your things afterwards. Please, Father, I know you have had a very long journey, but the girl, she has been dead these 3 days. I must insist, if we can, while there still is light out, that we give the funeral now. Is this permissible to you?
Let's do it.
Okay, very well. Please take their things and let's go. My apologies, I have not introduced myself. My name is Lady Catherine, and I am the head of the servants here. If you have any questions about the staff, any reprimands or complaints, please come to me and I will see that all is well. Now please follow me, we will attend this ceremony together. She leads you actually from the front steps and leads you through this kind of
Should we use
crooked
our
old
pods?
gate. Yeah, let's go ahead and use our pods there. We'll have this white one be Anna, and I will have.
Just doing parkour right now.
That's it.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy. Kind of fresh, kind of creepy.
Kind of fresh.
Naughty.
I like her
Kind of
house.
naughty, kind of fresh, kind of dope.
We'll have this guy, this girl here. This will be
Follow me.
this.
Annie.
No, that's gonna be Catherine.
And
Lady
Okay.
Catherine.
So Lady Catherine, if you want to move them all, Lady Catherine
I'm
takes
in the
you through
front.
here,
Bet.
and these are obviously all a little bit larger than they should be, but that's all right.
I'm second.
She leads you about here, and you notice this is a very full graveyard all around you.
Oh, this is the graveyard right here?
Yeah. As you look,
coming with us.
yes, there's what comes with you. He seems to stay in the back, almost as if you've forgotten that he's there. He's a very, very quiet, very stoic man. Yes, there's
Right.
perfect. Yeah, that's good.
Excuse me, does this woman have any, does this young girl have any family members that are attending the funeral?
I'm afraid no family members could make this long journey up into these parts.
Well, I made it, and her family couldn't.
She comes like many of these girls from a very, very
Does she
poor
have a good
working class.
relationship with her parents?
I'm sorry, I did not know her very
You
well.
didn't know her?
I knew her well enough while she was working here, but I do not
Oh, I
know
see.
much of her. My apologies, I should have been more informed, but this is all I can provide for you.
Alright.
Her name is Mina.
Her name is Mina.
Yes, let me give you that.
Did she have a surname?
Lady Mina?
Lady Mina.
You see in front of you, there is a coffin laying next to an open grave, freshly dug out. The coffin is a dark wood, gilded in iron, and actually in front of it, there seems to be a small diamond-shaped porthole, probably about this size, and it looks to be about chest height in the coffin. She
Chest height?
yeah.
Oh.
So there's a hole. It's just a dark hole
I was like,
in the
I was
coffin
picturing
lid.
this way, I'm like,
No,
wait.
so the coffin's laying on the ground.
Laying down and
Yeah.
inside it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. The young boy, Visco, please. The young boy comes around and he kind of pushes the coffin forward, weaseling it a bit. He goes, I can't do it all on my own. I need some help.
I'll come help.
Of course, yes. She goes and he takes the other side of it and he kind of wedges it over closer to the grave box there. And as they're doing this, you notice the last dying light of the sun. It dips below the horizon, and just at that moment, you hear a voice off in the distance. Wait a minute. And you turn to look behind you. A lady, very fine looking, with dark lipstick, very painted face. Her hair is red, and her dress also red, matching. She walks down these front steps and comes down, following through the gate. It appears to be the fine, noble lady. You assume it would be Countess Bathory herself. Yeah, let's use, yeah, that's good actually. If you want, yeah, Countess Bathory herself. Yeah, use the red one.
Oh,
that'd be
yeah,
cool.
use a red one.
Yeah.
Makes more sense.
You see in her hands, actually, she carries a mallet and a stake. Excuse me, Father, but before we bury the girl, I must insist. And she comes up to you, and very proper-like, she hands you the mallet and the stake. And she nods to the rest of you. Greetings, I'm so glad you've been able to make it.
What about the brick?
The brick. The coffin is already sealed, I'm sorry. This should do fine enough. see Anna
Out
there,
with the box.
absolutely mortified. Her face kind of turned. She almost kind of whimpers and composes herself, not wanting to make a scene, but she stands up straight and swallows. She looks almost as if she's about to cry, but she's trying to really keep it inside. Visco goes, come on. You go, and he pulls over the box. Come on, look at me. They go and they lift it up and they lower the box. And he kind of drops it. The coffin drops down 6 feet into the ground, and he goes and takes the shovel and begins shoveling dirt in on top of it.
Is there another shovel or?
No, just one.
I go back and stand.
Catherine then comes up to you. Father, would you have anything you would like to say?
Dear Father in heaven. Yes, bow your heads, hug your eyes. Dear Father in heaven, please bless Mina and whatever family she may have. Please don't make her. In Jesus' name, amen.
What was that?
Father.
Thank you, Father. Well, I know you must all be very tired from your journey. Please, Lady Catherine. I have prepared for you some snacks, if you will, for you to take to your rooms. I'm so sorry I'm quite busy this eve, but I insist you must all come with me to a feast tomorrow. Yes?
Yes.
Is this permissible? I'm so sorry I must leave you.
What time is that feast?
We'll have it at dinner tomorrow, but I insist you will, anytime you are hungry, just come by the kitchen and there will always be food welcome to you. Please, everything in my house, make it as if it was yours. Now, good night to you. Thank you. She goes and she bows, curtsies, and then she walks back to the front steps and treads up them. And Catherine goes, I will show you to your rooms. Yes?
No, that wasn't her. That's Lady Catherine.
That's Catherine.
No, the Countess
That's
went
the
back.
Countess.
in
Countess
the-
disappeared.
in
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Lady Catherine goes and she leads you up to your rooms. At this point, if you would like, we can take away this map for now.
This is the snack room.
And this is the indoor map.
Whoa, that's
Wow,
cool.
this is the same.
Indoor.
Yeah, wait a second.
Why you second?
Wait a second.
Oh,
This
it's
map is
so
the
nice.
same map. I just fall.
I like that one soundtrack that he was playing. That was
Okay.
sick.
Yeah.
I call upstairs. Wait.
What the heck?
It's
Okay.
just a balcony.
I have to sleep with my master.
Please, I insist. She shows you to your rooms.
I thought you were gonna say, do I have to sleep with my mask on?
Arsenian, I must insist. You go with your Viscount Sterzo.
Of course.
I have arranged for you to take this room here. This one.
I'll fast travel. And there.
That's the wrong one.
Dude, this one.
This is the largest room for you. And then the rest of you, please choose the rooms you would like.
I'm the priest, bro.
I have a slave that I need to sell.
In
Whoa,
your
I'm not.
rooms. If I don't
You
drop
like
this
the
before I get there.
The priest puts a curse on you.
Yeah. I
And
go,
a vampire slays you.
In your room.
Whoa.
You
It is a
find-
charcuterie board.
Here, would you grab that side for me?
Yo,
You find
what?
a
I was
very
right.
exquisite museum. It's the
music?
goat cheese.
That looks rank and I love it. What kind of goat cheese is that?
That's the huckleberry goat cheese.
That's huckleberry goat
This
cheese.
is blueberry.
No,
It's
No,
blueberry.
that's
Blueberry
yeah,
one.
that's the
Yeah.
blueberry
This is
blueberry
like
chèvre. This is
Herb
this cheese.
chèvre.
What is this?
That's goat cheese.
Yeah, but what's on? Oh, it's
Herb
it's
chèvre.
thyme.
No, time's on this one.
No, thyme is on that one.
Guys,
Blueberry's on that one.
It's an
No,
infinity
blueberry and
stone.
thyme is
It's
on
the
it. I read it on the thing.
blueberry one.
On the
Oh, really?
on the thing.
Time is an infinity stone. What are you
Interesting.
talking about?
Alrighty, so
Should-
please
should
help
break
yourself
or
to
whatever.
these as
They're
we
both
go.
Oh,
grapes.
I didn't see.
Chèvre is goat cheese.
Yes, the most exquisite sour grapes. Green.
You should have asked me to bring my
Crack.
my cheese knives. I have
I
like
wanted it to
wooden
be a
ones.
surprise.
Yes, fair. These are sweet though.
Next time I will let you bring the cheese board.
Can I have some?
Yeah. So that one,
Absolute
it is
crack.
goat. They're both goat cheese on
Yeah.
the end there, I believe. One, I don't remember. Blake, do you remember what the green one was?
Blueberry.
It's
Blueberry goat
Strawberry.
cheese and
it's
what?
time.
Thyme.
I think it's time.
Cool.
It's kind of
I didn't see time on the wrapper, but
or maybe it's basil or something. Wait, how did Blake know?
because I opened
Blake
it.
helped me make it.
Oh, I see.
Alrighty. As soon as he gets right back, we
What
will
is he
get
doing?
back to it. I don't know.
Alright. Yeah.
Are the crackers? Alright.
Mm. Great, I like them.
Yes.
Oh wait, you should use that one for that.
Whoops.
That's not good.
Alright. Are you all ready to keep going?
Oh yeah.
Cool. Okay. As you are in your rooms, you notice.
That's what you do.
Ratsven and Simone. You say it's Simone, right? Simone. You two share a room, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that far in one too.
Yeah.
Perfect. You notice that there is, in fact, your large case of books that you had brought with you. It is a very large chest, all sorts of readings, histories of, we can say vampires
Yes.
and whatnot, because you are a vampire
Monsters,
hunter
yes.
and monsters. Yes. So you notice that the case is kind of sitting almost in front of the door. It blocks your entry just a little bit, but otherwise you're able to kind of scoot past it and enter. Yeah. Would you like to do anything about that? Serving hand.
Where would you like these books? Good stuff.
Put them out by the windows.
I moved them towards the windows.
Okay. So you go and you start to heave and pick them up, and actually one of the locks seems to be busted, and the entire case spills open. All the books flying out onto the ground.
I'm sorry. I'll pick them up. I'll pick them up. I'm sorry.
He's trying to rest. He's trying to watch me ESPN.
No.
As you go to pick them up, you notice one of them you don't recognize. It is a leather-bound book, stained a very dark color, and in it there is etched what seems to be a pentacle, the five-sided star with the inside of a circle.
Okay.
You pick it up, and in fact, you notice that actually it's upside down. And instantly your heart drops because there is that knowledge within you that this is dark magic. This is a dark magic book. On the cover you see, I can actually show you a small picture of it.
You should try one.
It looks something like that.
Whoa.
And it says, Book of Shadows, F.N. Alright. Would you go ahead and roll for insight?
First roll.
First roll, let's do it.
Let's roll the game. Ooh, insight.
11.
11? Okay, with 11, you stare at it for a while, and you look and you're just F.N. F.N.
Nothing.
What is this?
You think back on your past, and every day you have that same thought of that same cruel man that threw you to those wild dogs all those years ago. Ferenc Nadasti. F.N. You recognize that this is probably his book.
Okay. As I recognize it, I smell a heavy scent of alcohol.
I suspect it might be his.
I mean, that could be totally in game right now because that would totally
This is in game right now. What are you talking about? I'm on my bed drinking my flask.
Alright, you're on your bed drinking your flask.
My mimosa.
Is there anything anyone would like to do in their rooms?
I'd actually like to ask
Before they go to
you
sleep.
about this book real quick.
I would like to ask. I'm gonna talk to what's his name again? There's
I'm
Okay. So let's go to you and we'll come back to you. Okay. Derzo goes, he comes in his room, everything very stoked. He takes off his formal jacket, lays it across his bed, goes and starts unlacing his shoes there. And that's where you find him.
Derzo, sir, if you don't mind me asking, you've been awfully quiet on this trip, more so than usual.
Arsenie, good man. I'm troubled with many things. This place is... It brings back many dark memories I would wish to push aside, but unfortunately, due to the nature of my profession, I am unable to. Do you understand?
I believe so, sir.
I would not wish to besmirch my family name, but as you know, the Countess Bathory, she is my niece through marriage. And the Bathorys are a very, very wealthy family. In fact, my nephew, Ferenc Nadasti, of course you know him, the Black Knight of Bistria. He was not a good man, but he was a necessary man. He was a man of great. He was a man of great capabilities. Do you see what I?
I understand.
She is a.
You're not in a room. I get it. I'm a Christian.
It is war, yes? You've seen many terrible things. Many of the things that even this Black Knight of Bistria must have done just to win this war, yes? It is a necessary evil. But I'm afraid I hear rumors that his wife may be practicing some evil that is not quite necessary, yes? Please do not mention this to anyone.
I've heard
Of
of
course.
such things in war, in my time of battle.
Yes, but this is not war. The war is nearly over. We have all but won. And she seeks to gain nothing but power, and youth, and beauty. I'm afraid my niece, she is on a very dark path. I'm here to see that she does not hurt anyone else along this path, yes? I urge you, please do not say anything to anyone else, but
You have my word, sir.
Of course.
thank you, sir. But I do pray you sleep with one eye open.
Always.
All right.
If I can sleep at all.
It's a good one-liner.
We go ahead and, Father, is there anything you would like to do before bed?
You're all alone in your room.
I'd like
Real
to.
portly, man.
I'd like to pray.
Okay.
Do my daily devotional before bed.
You're not an actual Christian, you're a Catholic Christian. You do a few Hail Marys and then you go to sleep.
Hail Touch my shoulders a few times. Say a little prayer.
You doing that
Read
exercise?
the Bible. Pray
Shoulder
over.
tensors?
I'd like to pray over Mina.
You don't pray for people. I don't know what Catholics
Burn
do.
some incense
Anyway.
and kneel.
I mean, you probably wouldn't.
Ring a little bell.
He only
What
likes
every
boys.
Catholics do.
You
I've
probably
been to a
would.
Catholic wedding. I've also been to a nun wedding. Those are crazy.
Who's talking to? You're in your room alone.
I'm talking to God.
Oh yeah.
By the way, God.
By the way, God, you're crazy.
God damn, this life's crazy.
All right. Anything else that you would like to do before bed?
What's my edit? I'd like to meditate on my relic staff.
Your relic staff. You hold your relic staff in your hand. You notice it is wood bound in iron and painted to look like gold. It has two flanges that come off each side of the top, so it looks almost like a double cross. It is used as your walking stick. It's also the symbol for your specific monastery. And if you're ready, I'll go back to these two. Okay. So you hold the book of shadows in your hand from Ferenc Nadesti, and you sit on your bed, still drinking from your flask.
Pardon me, sir. If I could have a moment of your time.
What did you put in it?
What do you need?
I was just wondering about this book. Where did you acquire it?
I collected many books along my journey. This just happens to be one of them.
Do you do you know where you found it, or how you came upon it?
I can't remember this particular book. Why do you ask?
Just very curious. The initials remind me of someone. I don't know if it's for sure.
You do.
I don't remember this particular where I caught this book.
If you
should
don't
just-
mind, what's inside? Do you know?
I can't tell you that. I couldn't tell you that. I know one thing. If you read it, your grave will be up there.
There you go.
Okay.
Alright.
Nice.
Sorry. Thank you.
Yes.
Put it back.
You just put it back in this. Okay. Very good. All right. So as the night goes on, you all find yourself overcome with exhaustion. It was a very long journey. Jeez. It's a very long journey.
Yeah.
Your body is a bit sore from the rocking and the swaying and the jutting of all this of the carriage as it goes of the carriage as it traveled up to this castle off in the high woods of the mountains. So you each begin slowly to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. This wasn't.
All right. Bring it in.
Bring it in, boys.
So, as you are all asleep, we go to Simone. You sleep with one eye open? Very good. Would you like to try and stay asleep? This is a possibility. I say you're trying to fall asleep, but you can always like kind of go, well. Is it, you all fall asleep, yes?
Indeed.
Yes?
Go like this.
I'm slow to fall
Yeah.
asleep
Slow to fall asleep.
with a lot on my mind that it's just revealed to me.
After a time when I'm drinking my flask, I finally fall asleep after being drunk.
Yes. You drink yourself again into a stupor like you do most nights, and find yourself swaying, the heat in your face from the alcohol. And you notice that heat, it rises and falls, the pulsing. You suddenly become very conscious of your own heartbeat.
That's what I'm doing.
You feel it in your face. You feel it in your fingers, and it travels up your arms, and you feel it most of all right above your heart, just left,
Yeah, dude.
the left side of your breast.
She said, shh. Guys, what are you doing? Stop talking.
What? We're not supposed to be listening.
You feel yourself growing weak, and it becomes harder and harder to breathe. You feel as if you're not getting enough air. You start to slowly come to and startling. Your breath comes heavy and you're frozen in fear as you see something in the room kneeling atop your chest. A dark figure, its hair matted against your chest and actually against your face, in your eyes. Your face almost tickles with it.
Can I roll for perception?
Sure.
Rolling for perception.
Roll definitely with disadvantage.
12.
Roll again and then take the lower one.
18.
18, so 12. Okay. It's a girl, for sure. You smell the sweetness of her perfume and the slightness of her form as she starts to reel back, her dark hair covering her face. As she kind of moves back, noticing you're awake. She raises a single finger up to her mouth. And you notice she actually begins to kind of float up to the ceiling and crawl backwards outside your window, where she slips out up the wall.
Okay.
you're there, frozen in fear. The alcohol still surging within. The less blood that you have now. And you dip back into sleep. Some many hours later, and if you want to come back to the table, because you're about to enter. Some many hours later, you, some many hours later, gentlemen, you notice there's a strange sound coming from outside your window. You're not sure what it is. It sounds as if something raking through mud.
I'd like to go look out my window and see if I can see what's happening.
You do.
We
that.
all hear this?
You all hear this separately in your own bedrooms.
We're on the first floor?
You wake up, roll for perception.
It's like a Motel 6. We're on the first floor. Ew.
There's one nice Motel 6.
You're on the second floor.
Hold
Sorry.
on, hold on.
Oh.
Is it winter?
No, I'd say it's fall.
Okay.
It's probably about now.
Okay.
It's probably like October 13th.
Okay, sick.
Ooh.
All right. What'd you roll?
October
Alright,
13th,
fine.
subscribe.
Okay. So getting up, you kind of come out of a stupor, and you find yourself waking to the sound, and you don't know why, but for some reason you are exhausted. You pull yourself to the window, and like the others of you who also, I assume, go to your window and look. Yes?
Yes.
You look out your windows, and you see there's a man out there digging.
What does he look like?
He's an older gentleman, stocky. He has a large coat on, his collar flipped up. You instantly recognize him, and you startle back, looking to the other bed in the room. It's Viscount Thurzo. He is outside.
What are you
How's he
doing
gonna-
outside? There's too much darkness out there.
All right. The others of you can go ahead and eventually, after a moment, you start to recognize. In fact, you're like, "Isn't that the man that was in the carriage? The Viscount?" You eventually also recognize him. What do you do? All in your separate rooms. Tell me what you do.
I'd like to yell.
What am I wearing before it?
You are. Tell me what you're wearing.
Disallowed.
What did you bring with you?
Brought my uniform.
Stop me. I can see you just allowed.
I can take the head off.
Well, yeah, you
Socks.
could, but I'm not saying that. Don't see you either. I'm just gonna yell. You can stop me.
Basically, goodness, as little as possible, but enough to be prepared.
Okay. So, you're wearing kind of your clothes that are not your
Underwear.
your underwear.
PJs.
Your PJs basically, but you know your relaxed clothes. They're not necessarily PJs. They're relaxed clothes. Yes. So they're still pants.
My gray
and shirts.
sweatpants.
Oh, you did?
from Nike. I wore underwear.
Okay. You okay? Fine. Your undergarments. All right. So what do you do? Tell me what you're doing.
How far away is he? Like, could I talk to him?
It's
Don't
actually the wind is blowing pretty strong outside.
Is it raining?
A little bit drizzling, not quite rain. He's pretty far outside. He's still out here. I'd say he's probably
Perfect music.
he's probably 20, 30 yards out, digging the grave. I mean, where are you? Are you in?
This is me.
This is Anna. Where's?
Oh, I'm at the far end. Who's sleeping with her?
No.
Wait, who is sleeping in this?
I
room?
was there.
No
I
one's-
was
okay,
there for
then
about
that
an
room's
hour last
taken.
night, but like.
Anna's gone. Anna's not there. Okay.
No,
You're in this room? Oh yeah. So he's probably 50 yards out. He's far away from you.
I see him. So he's close.
You
to
would
me,
wake up
and I
most of the
get-
house.
He's close to me and
if you were to yell at him.
Grayson. I know.
Okay.
Razvan.
All right, listen up. Listen up.
So I start putting on my socks and my boots. Oh, the pants first.
You get dressed.
I get dressed.
Let's do it.
And then I put on my shirt and then my jacket.
Okay, and
I get dressed, I put on my coat, and I start walking down the hall to go outside.
who is that? Is that Lady Catherine? Go ahead and toss her to me. That. Okay. Anyone else?
I'd like to yell out.
Yep. I was gonna say.
Excuse me, good sir.
You have the opportunity to try and stop it.
Yeah, I stop him.
Okay,
He's
so what do you
stupid.
do? How do you stop it? Stop it. Okay, you're able to go. Excuse me.
I piss him off the wall.
Pin him against the wall.
You pin him against the wall.
Sorry, I pissed off the wall.
All right, all right, bring it in, boys. Bring it in. You pin him against the wall, and what do you?
What are you doing? I want to know what he's doing up there.
Arsenier, you hear the "excuse me" coming kind of muffled from one of the rooms as you're passing out down the hall, headed outside. Yeah.
You have zero awareness.
Father, you're also awakened by that noise. And
Yes.
You're up. You saw
Well,
things
you have
as well.
zero
You also
awareness
heard that
then.
noise through one of the walls. What do you do?
We don't allow him. We don't know what he's doing. So you can't just allow him. Why do I British? I don't know.
You could have immigrated.
I grew up in London, South London, Manchester.
I clutch my staff.
Okay.
I'm looking out the window, right?
Yeah, you're looking out the window.
And I'm seeing all that going on.
You're seeing just there, though. He's out there, and he appears to be digging up the grave
That I just like.
that Mina had just been buried in.
So I feel like it's my responsibility to kind of go out there. I feel guilt
Okay.
What are you doing?
that I need to go out there, but I'm not going to go out there.
Okay.
Holy Father.
I just clutch my staff and pray.
Okay, so you stay there.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I'm a coward.
Can I roll for perception, see what he's up to?
You notice he's digging a grave. Digging up a grave. That's what you notice. Okay, we're going to go. If you two aren't moving from your room yet, are we? No.
No.
Okay. You notice
take
a
a swig
second
from my
figure.
flask.
Those of you watching from the window notice a second figure entering the yard below. You have passed down the hall. You head down these great two staircases, out the final outside, and you wrap around the building, and you see him there. You notice he just out of the corner of your eye. You see him rounding the side of the building. Meanwhile, the digging stops. You notice there's a ghost. He steps back in horror. He throws the shovel aside. He looks around, and he takes off this way.
I look at my surroundings.
Actually, this way. Sorry. Into the woods. He takes off into the wood.
I look for what he reacted to.
Okay. Do you get closer to the grave?
I stay where I am when he started running.
Okay. You notice, just from the rain and from it being nighttime, there isn't much moonlight out. It's really difficult to see. You see a black hole in the ground, and beside it, a big mound of dirt. That's all you can really see from there, because you're still probably about 20 yards out.
Which way he ran? This way?
He ran there. See, that's him.
Oh,
he ran into the woods.
into the woods?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I hide as well.
Okay.
I go to the kitchen. I come. This is the fence.
It's back around this way.
I go and kind of hide in this little nook between
Okay.
the fence and the building.
Sure. You go and you hunker down there. As you do, you notice a lantern off in the distance, swaying, like that lantern right there, an oil lamp. It's a small figure. He's off over here, and he goes. He's looking around the graveyard, looking for someone. He wraps around the street, and as he gets closer, you notice that it is in fact Fisco, the young boy Fisco.
Oh, the multicolored eye boy.
Yeah, the boy with the funny looking eyes.
The color boy.
I wish I had multicolored eyes. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
He wraps around the tree, comes back this way, and kind of dips around this corner, and you lose him.
So he just looked into the grave.
He was going. You saw him. He didn't notice anything. He kind of was just looking for people. He didn't see anyone. He wraps around the tree and heads off.
Let's
Okay.
see the whole map.
Is anyone else doing anything at this point?
Where's the kitchen?
He's hungry. For liquor.
The kitchen. You would go down the stairs there, and you're in the main entryway. You go through the door. Nope, the other door. That door right there. You enter the dining hall, and beside the dining hall, you notice. Nope, the other way. Yeah, right in there, downstairs. There is a kitchen.
Okay.
So you go there, and you notice there are actually a few staff still working, scrubbing dishes. They're all women. They're all younger girls.
Oh my god.
You say anything? Leo?
I was like, hey, got any food?
Yo, what's
I'm kind of hungry.
Is that your accent?
I don't know what I can't do
What
accents.
happened?
So
girl
it
say
goes
that.
from like
Is that your
Manchester to like Australian to like
Pick something moderate that you're comfortable with.
yeah,
This is
like
lemon blueberry.
this.
That's good. You
Yes.
grew up in Manchester. Sure.
I don't think Manchester existed like back in the.
You did. It doesn't
17th
have to.
century,
You were French, but you grew up in England.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay.
but quite a
So
lot
you
of
enter,
vampires in England.
and one of the young ladies. Most of them all have dark hair. This is Bistria. Most people here have dark hair.
Yeah.
She goes. She's a fair-looking girl. I'm sorry. The kitchen is not really running right now. Would you like me to cook you something up?
Got any soup?
Me soup. I could put something on it. It would take quite a bit. I have to go and heat the furnace. Is there anything that you would eat cold or anything? I have fresh bread we cooked this morning.
That's better. Yes.
Okay. And she goes and she grabs a couple baguettes and she hands them to you.
How convenient.
2 large baguettes.
We're all like, wait, no, it looks like sit.
Would either of these suit your?
Careful there.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
All right, you head back to your room.
Yes.
Okay.
Where'd you get the bread?
All right.
Into the kitchen bed.
Can I have some?
Okay. Is there anything you would be doing, Father?
down,
or
Cracker.
anything at all?
I'm
Nope.
kinda just like, I'm just gonna go to bed.
All right. All right.
He's gonna be well rested.
Arsenia.
Chloe's gonna be like.
All right.
tomorrow's
The father
turkey.
starts to go back to bed, and Arsenia, you are still out in the graveyard. There's those in order to be seen.
I was watching to see if Thurza would come out of the woods. How long have I been out there?
You wait for some time. How long would you wait? It's 30 minutes go by.
I'd probably wait 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
See if he came out.
Okay. 5-10 minutes later, he's still not there.
Wait for another 5 minutes.
We got acoustic wind, boys.
And I haven't seen anyone else since then.
Roll for perception.
Those cables get small. 13.
Oh jeez. Wow, that was quick.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying.
You do not notice anyone. For a moment there, you think you heard footsteps behind you. You take a look behind you, you don't see anyone.
Behind us in this way?
Yeah.
Where's like, here's like over here?
Right about there.
Here? Here.
Just off the path. You notice the graveyard is filled from this direction forward.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So there are.
Okay, I walk over and glance into the grave.
Okay. As you walk closer, you notice all the dirt dug out. It's just a black hole, and you look inside. You see that coffin, the lid has been sprung open, and inside it's just wet. You just see kind of a dark, black glistening in the very little moonlight that shines through the clouds.
Kill the mood.
Just a the littlest little boy.
Black glistening mess inside the coffin. What do you do?
I look up and around me as well. I check my surroundings again.
Okay. As you look up and check your surroundings, you hear the creaking of wood coming from inside the grave. You don't
It's Among Us.
you don't know for a second that you see anything moving, but then all of a sudden you see the lid kind of rise and fall again.
I can't draw my weapon. What do I have?
You have a sword if you brought it.
Sword. I put my hand to my sword,
Okay.
which is on this side actually. How long is my sword?
It's a ceremonial blade. It's probably about
Decent.
3 feet. It's a single-handed, one and a half hand sword.
Okay. Put my hand to my sword. And I take a couple steps back. But just enough so I can still see into the grave.
Okay. As you do that, the grave box shifts a moment, and you see a hand reach out, nails peeled back. There's actually pins stuck underneath the fingernails.
Sorry,
Hands striped,
what do you
cut several times. Roll for willpower.
Pins stuff like needles.
Yeah, like needles, like sewing needles, sewing pins.
What do you roll for will?
I told you, open up the coffin and put a freaking brick in her mouth.
14 total.
Why will ask for a brick? Ooh.
Okay.
Oh really?
No.
You were just
Really?
overcome.
It's sealed.
You are overcome by terror. You feel your body just
14 on the
heave. You feel as if you're about to retch, and your legs start to scoot back. You find yourself tripping, and you let out a small yelp.
Tripping.
You're actually able to hear it. Even laying in your bed, you hear a small yelp from outside, the sound of a grown man. You fall back. You begin to scoot in the mud. Nothing emerges yet from
Can
the
I
grave.
see this? I'm still looking out the
You're
window.
able to see this, yeah. You're able to see him fall back in terror. You too, if you're watching.
Okay.
Okay. Any of you do anything?
Yeah, I get up. I go, oh frick, that's the last straw. I won't be able to sleep at all tonight if I don't do something.
Okay, Blake and I go. We're gonna
So
go. We're gonna
I
go.
go.
Okay.
I go and
You
I
leave your
see
room
them.
and you see them in the hall.
I see them and I go, oh, hey bro,
Dude, do you see that?
yoinks.
Let's go to the swimming pool.
Yoink off.
And I say,
I mean,
say, where you going?
we're going outside.
Okay.
Let's go. He's
Just
already
speak a
outside.
little louder so I
What?
can
This
hear
is
you.
me.
No,
wait,
this
no.
is-
So
Okay,
I,
I'm
oh, I
coming
didn't realize
too.
you had me.
They're all coming too.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
You all
Yeah, I know.
you all rush down the steps outside. The rain's coming down, and you see there Arsenier. He's crawling back. You notice them all. You hear footsteps, and you scramble to get to your feet in front of them. You're all there together out in the yard, about at the fence.
We know each other's names, right?
Yeah, you know each other's names.
Grayson.
If you know each other's names, you know each other's
Simone?
names.
Arsene, are you okay?
Razodon.
Raz.
Wait, are they
Raz.
there now?
Yeah, they're all here. All of them.
Arsene, are you okay?
Thought I saw something in the grave. Something moved.
Let's go check it out then.
Okay, let's go.
All right. Do you all move forward?
I let them move forward.
Okay, you stay back.
Probably.
I kind of I step
I'll let
forward.
them take a look.
I've kind of taken the lead, and
I'll stay
I
right
draw my
behind
sword.
All right, you draw your sword. Okay. From the grave, how close do you get?
Social distancing and all.
Okay. Roll defense with advantage.
I
What's
say here,
defense?
try this on.
It's on there.
Yeah,
Yeah, D20.
under control.
These are all
I'll put
going
on
to be
my
pretty
map,
much
and I
D20s.
go.
9 plus.
I wait,
advantage.
that's not on my map.
You roll twice and take the
So
higher
roll
number.
twice. So you get 9 plus your defense score is plus 2.
So 11.
So 11. Okay.
F.
All right. So
Hey boys, pay attention to some deep throating me.
as you get close to the grave, you get about 6 feet away from the open hole when all of a sudden you catch something out of the corner of your eye, and bounding on all fours, a creature grabs at your leg and scratches you across your calf there. She kind of backs away, and yeah, you can go ahead and react.
Yeah, I'll react and I'll attack.
Okay, go for it. Roll a hit.
20!
20. All right. All right. Yeah. So go ahead and roll. You're using
I
your
have a
sword.
bow, right?
You have a silver sword.
D8.
So roll your D8 twice.
Where is it? Is this it?
And this is in fact an undead, so you can add plus 4 then to that. So roll your D8 twice.
Dang.
Is this a
Good.
D8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 plus 4?
Roll again.
4 plus 2.
12.
12 plus 2?
That would be
Wait,
16.
10.
It'd be 16 total.
Oh.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
No.
16.
4 plus 4 plus 4 for the undead. Okay, yeah. Yeah, baby, math. All right.
12.
We'll do 12. Solid 12. All right. You swing that sword down. Silver flashing as a beam of moonlight strikes it. You swing it down. You actually hack off one of its arms as it goes face down into the mud, squealing like a stuck pig. Still the voice of a young girl just screaming.
It's the chick that
She
made me
reels
cry.
back, her legs kicking in the dirt, trying to skid away from you, blood spilling from it. You notice that the stake that the father here had driven through her heart inside the coffin, it sticks out her back, slightly cockeyed, just barely missing
It's
her
Mia,
heart.
or what's her face?
It's Mina.
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 Bartholomew.
You, all there, you're able to look at her face. You see it's striped and peeled back. Some places, with a knife, it looks like she had been
Like
flayed.
surgically, almost?
Like flayed, yes, like an animal. Yeah. Patches of skin are missing. Her hair is scalped in one side. And you know she seems to be covered in almost some sort of sticky yellow like material. You're not sure what it is. It's kind of an oozy, sticky yellow. And she kind of reels back on all fours, screaming and howling in pain. Anyone else there is free to act.
I start to get up,
I'm
but I'm still afraid.
Okay. You start to get up, you look across at it. The creature you recognize being the young girl. You're absolutely terrified still, but you're beginning to gain a little bit of your composure back as you remember that Thurzo is still somewhere out there and in the woods. All right, anyone else care to act?
I'd like to pull out my small small knife, just to kind of have
All right.
a little bit of protection, but I'm not going to
Yeah.
attack with it.
All right, you pull out your small knife, hold it in front of you. Father, is there anything you'd like to do, Father Monte?
I just have my priest, my staff. I just have my staff and my god.
Our high priest.
Staff and your god. Okay, is there anything that you do in this moment?
I pray.
Out loud?
Do you do anything
Out loud.
All right, pray out loud.
Oh, right now?
I
Go
crouch
for it.
down and say, "You useless son of a bitch."
I start speaking in tongues. Catholics? Roman Catholics?
I don't think so.
This is not IRL, by the way. Like this isn't the real world. It's
Look
set
up a real
in,
Catholic prayer.
off.
If you want to.
So
I
you're
say
not
the Catholic
you're not
prayer.
Catholic. You're something similar to what would be Romanian Catholic.
I'm the leader of
before there was
Romania.
Romania, Hungarian. Catholic.
Yeah.
I start speaking in tongues.
All right, you do that. Great.
Like,
Okay. Okay. You speaking loud, raising your hands and your staff towards it. It's still
Points at her.
her. It continues to kind of reel back. It looks up
Funeral.
back at you. Its face has the skin around its jaw on one side. It's
Okay.
completely peeled away. You see this crooked smile of almost this demonic figure. You see fangs grown, long, pointed out of it. Several different teeth, actually. Long, jagged fangs. It's more of a creature than the classic sort of vampire that you might have been accustomed to in your books. What do you do?
Can I put an end of its misery?
Yeah, how do you do that?
I grab, well, when I know how, it's a silver sword, correct?
Yeah.
Silver. Okay, so I just stake it through her heart.
Okay. So you reel your sword up,
Yep.
ready to plunge it down. Go ahead and roll your attack.
That's a 6. Or
How
9.
can you
9.
roll the 20 this time?
A 9?
Yeah.
Okay. Not today, sir. You go to stab it down, and it kind of rolls to the side around you and gallops on 3 legs and lunges towards you. Go ahead and roll for defense.
Oh shit.
3 of them?
With a D20?
Yes.
19.
19? All right. You're able to knock it actually with your cross guard as she jumps towards you. She hobbles and rolls off actually in between you and the rest of them. She is, where is she? She is this
I'll
one.
have to pray for healing.
Jesus.
Pray for healing. You're red, right?
Yes.
Okay. In between all of you, she stands there. Right beside the grave. She kind of like nearly one of her foot stagger into the grave, kicking off some dirt.
Bryson, do
And she
something!
Looks around.
I'm crazy.
I'm up
No,
now,
right.
and I kick
Right.
That's not even
I kick it
close.
with my leg.
Okay.
I kick the hole of the thorax of her body.
Yeah, roll attack.
To push her weight into the grave. 20.
Heck yeah. You go. Tell me how you do it.
I'm pulling up at this point, and I kick at her with my left leg right under her. This
Under
side.
the cage?
Into her ribs. Yeah,
Okay.
I kick her body into there.
You kick her ribs, and you actually feel them dislodge and crunch. And she goes and howls, and her breath cuts short. Actually, as she tumbles into the grave, dirt spilling over the side,
Breath?
back in on top of her.
Isn't she undead? Oh my god.
Just kidding.
She's howling, so lungs heave in, they heave out, causing you to speak.
Guys,
You can only assume.
Her breath is cut short, and she falls into the grave. Dirt spilling in on top of her. She appears to still be moving little by little, not super active. Is there anything any of you else would like to
I'd like to pray for healing for Christian. Can I roll?
You could
My
pray
guy.
for that, yeah. Roll charisma. What do we got?
Charisma.
Heck yeah. Willpower, actually.
What
What was it?
Sorry,
2?
guy.
2?
2.
2. You're praying.
Little faith.
Your Lord.
You have little faith.
I'm a sucky priest.
Your Lord feels far away from you in this moment as you're just completely filled with fear. You don't feel as if you have the same strong faith that you should have in this moment. You feel as if you're a little hopeless.
Then I feel the need to do it on my own.
Okay, then what do you do?
I say, hey
It's
man,
never
it's
a
just
good-
a season. It's just a bump in the road.
One tear falls as I grab my staff and run at it.
Okay, it's inside the grave 6 feet down.
I jump.
How tall is my staff?
Your staff is probably, how tall do you want it to be?
It's 12 feet
It's however
tall.
tall you want it to be.
It's actually extendable.
Oh,
That's
I want it to be like taller than me.
Okay,
Maybe,
yeah,
like,
so let's
like
say it's
two
like,
taller than me.
A foot or two?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, think about
Let's
it.
say
Like,
it's
you're holding
6'5".
my staff. It's like,
let's say it's 6'5",
okay.
I was gonna say 6'5".
LeBron James height.
because that's what it is.
Okay, cool.
Great.
Yeah, she's in the grave and I don't need to do anything.
Good sir. Good.
Yeah, I guess I don't do anything. I just go to the front to be at the ready to help the people
Okay.
fight.
Yeah. All right. Anything anyone else would like to do? It's still kind of reeling around, moving little by little.
I'll stand next to the father with my dagger ready.
Yes.
Stab it with your sword.
Yeah.
With
I
your
have a
silver
whip. I have a
sword.
Morning Star whip. I can just go whap.
We're packed. We're packed.
I'll do that. It will come back.
Okay. Your Morning Star whip.
Must be
D10.
properly
Hit it.
killed.
This is a
Yep.
What was it?
Dude.
The first time. 4.
That was.
All right. You hit it with a 4 and lashes across its side. It kind of reels in a little bit of pain just as it begins to crawl back up the side of the grave again.
And this.
It's kind of just reeling.
I draw my sword.
Come on, bro.
Ready for its
And it's
arrival.
Someone kill it. Someone tell me what you're doing.
I'd
I
like to
slice its head off.
All right, you go like you lean in, you slice its head off, like lean in, lean down. Your sword's about 3 feet, 3.5 feet.
I
at most.
aim for its eye.
Probably about 3 feet.
With the extension of my arm, it's good enough.
All right, you lean
I
in.
was just trying to
swing
come
down.
up out of the
Roll your
6 foot wall.
attack.
13
13.
plus 3 is 16.
Oh!
Yep, you do that. You go, you hack in.
He rolled an Uno.
No, that was a 10.
Oh.
It
It looked like
it hits the back of its neck,
That's a
snapping it. The whole thing rolls forward, hanging on a little bit of flesh that remains around her gullet. It peels.
Mina.
The head still chopping,
Yikes.
and the body twitching.
I say, it's like a chicken.
I take a
I-
step back. Yes.
I take my staff, and I need to be the one to finish it off. Because I started this.
Yeah, you did
Because
good.
I missed.
You missed the art.
I should have been like, oh, I like ruined Logan's plans. Just like I look inside the hole, shine a little light, make sure right into the heart. I just ruined this whole thing. Yes, I take my staff and I. She on the ground.
Listen.
She's on the ground, right?
She's down on the ground.
Underground.
Her head is down like this, split off, rolling. You see like kind of the top of her back, bare.
Her head is decapitated
Her
though.
head is mostly decapitated. She's still chomping.
I know,
Her
I know
body
you
was-
said that, but I was like,
Yeah.
I thought it was like half off or something?
It's mostly off. Like,
Oh,
it's hanging
okay.
by the skin on the front of
I
her neck.
see.
bit of
So,
There's no like veins.
so is her body still moving or is her head still moving?
Both.
Or are
They're
they both?
twitching and chomping. Like,
Okay, then I go to the head and
Okay.
I go and I take with my staff.
Take my glove.
okay.
Do you have a
If I
stake
can.
at the end of your staff?
Roll for me.
Silver stake. It's a silver stake.
It's an attachment.
Dude, sick mod.
Give me an athletics check.
Me?
Oh,
Him.
okay. 50-year-old man. 13.
Ooh.
I wrote a lot of 13s.
Okay.
Wait,
So-
athletics
That's not good.
-1.
-1. So tell. Okay. So
There is
listen
a
up.
demon here.
So, you go lean down to stab the head when you feel as if you've been shoved from behind. You nearly topple into the grave head first. You catch your staff just barely to get your balance, stabbing into the head, and you reel around and you see no one there. These people, they're standing kind of off to the side. No one was close enough to be able to push you and shove you over. You look around, don't see anything out of the ordinary until a tiny shadow off in the distance catches your eye. You stare through the graveyard and between the gravestones, and you all notice that this little shadow running through the graveyard.
Wait, what was that then?
Which way do we see it?
You see it out in front of you, past the
the
security
beginnings
actually.
of a vampire.
Right past the
they
street.
haven't
It's because they're fresh blood vampires.
they haven't fed
First
yet.
day.
They haven't fed.
Yeah,
Mm.
they're first blood vampires.
I yell out, boy, is that you?
Wait, what?
He rolled a 20. He can do that.
I learned how to speak.
Okay,
Time
you cry
travels.
out what?
The vampire comes out. Yeah.
Boy, is that you?
You hear nothing in response, but the shadow stops moving.
Come out here where we can see you.
Anything
Is
else?
Connor still like leaned over in the grave? He
Yeah, what do you do? You caught your balance on the head.
Oh, I
and
bounced. I back way away from
Yeah.
the grave. Like,
your staff is stuck within inside the head, pierced through its temple. The head's on the
Take
end
it
of it.
with me.
You pull it out. As you pull it out, it tears the muscle and the flesh holding it. And
I pull it out and I use
okay.
I lift up my staff and I notice that it's still stuck on there and I take my foot and I go and pull it off into the grave. I go.
the head tumbles off into the grave.
Into the grave.
Sound of like an orange or
I
a
turn-
watermelon.
I turn to
Back
Grayson.
away from the grave.
I turn.
Grace.
That's him.
I turn to Ross, son.
Gosh, my son.
Say it.
Grow. Is it?
Say your name.
Are you French?
Ratsman.
Razvan.
Rasman.
Razvan.
I turn to Razvan and be like, I think he's dead.
The girl?
I think she's dead.
Probably. I should hope so.
Yes.
Okay. Anyone do anything?
We.
I say to Razvan,
Let's see who that boy is.
go check the head.
Or how big can I see?
The head.
It's little. Like it's short.
Loot the head.
It's probably about this tall. Just a small shadow. Just
It's that tall.
it's like that small.
Oh, I was imagining
It looks like a
it's
little
all
shadow
tall.
slinking along the ground.
Fuck, are you alright?
Yo, dude.
I go over to the head.
I'm going to bed.
I go check to see if there's fangs, because my history,
You clearly saw things before.
Midget, man.
The head's
I go,
back in the
I go
grave.
check it.
Yeah. Do you hop down in the grave?
I saw.
Because the head's at the bottom of the grave. In the grave.
Sure, why not?
Okay. You hop down in the grave, dirt squishing around your boots. You go and you look down and you see, yeah, things. Actually, it tears skin underneath her lips from where she had chomped, and fangs. Shit, piercing. A set of
So-
4 or 5 of them.
So I know
Large
it's,
fangs.
I know it's a vampire, right?
Yes, you would assume
So I'd
from
say
your reading. Yeah.
I
She
even
hasn't,
knew
she
that.
hasn't fed yet, but she was in transition. I say to them, she's in transition to be a vampire.
How do you
Outside.
know about this? I mean, I've heard of such things, but I've never seen such darkness in person.
My family hunted monsters like this. this is a normal occurrence for me.
See.
And I don't know why I was invited here, but I know there are vampires here.
It's just
You
like
keep
going-
making noises.
I know there's vampires here. I know there's more than one vampire here. And whoever did this, we need to find out.
We need to keep our eye on that thing out there.
We need to find out who did this. We need to find out who's turning these vampires. These dead girls into vampires. Because she didn't deserve it.
Is the shadow still there as we're all
Yeah, that's why are we talking?
Because we're just
As you're talking, that small shadow begins to move again, and it actually travels.
That's why I was laughing because you guys are having this
I know.
When
Christian. Wow. Okay. Never mind.
Anyone can
Guys,
roll for
this is
perception
like
at any
that
point.
was
I'd
a
like
good
to roll.
explanation.
All right,
What the
roll.
It was
That
really
was
good.
ruined it. That was great.
I can, because every time.
Just break like the
I hear Connor over there. I hear the priest.
That's about where the shadow is. You see.
making.
Oh wait.
Like,
6.
like 5 shots in.
6?
Yeah.
All right. You look, and it seems to be some sort of small animal treading throughout the gravestones, stopping every once in a while, peering around the
An
gravestone.
animal?
It just seems to be watching you.
I'd like to. Can I move closer?
Florida man.
Okay. Yeah. Move your piece.
I'd like to walk very slowly. so
You
I'm not
notice he
scared.
starts moving forward. Okay. It continues to just sit there and watch you. Does anyone else do anything as he's moving closer?
I say,
I draw my
Zane,
sword
where are you going?
and I keep my sword right
I
by
don't
my
remember
side.
his name. I keep forgetting his name.
Ratsman.
Ratsmith.
How do you spell
Razvan.
it?
R-A-Z-V-A-N.
Yeah,
Razvan?
R-A-Z-V-A-N. Razvan.
Razvan. Whoa, y'all.
Guys, what the
That was you. I literally snatched it and it was fine.
Alright. Calm down. Okay.
Can I see?
You continue moving closer. He goes. What do you say?
I say, where are you going?
Hear a whisper.
He did not hear a whisper, and you continue moving forward. Anyone else do anything?
You're like in the grave.
Nope.
Dog,
Okay.
I'm walking closer.
Obviously,
You're
I'm
walking
saying,
closer.
like,
Okay,
I'm
go ahead and
regular
move your
voice.
voice.
Where are you going?
All right.
Oh, I'm in the grave. I can't even see. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you can.
All right.
You don't even know that this is happening. You're still in the
Arsenier moves closer with Razvan.
With my sword at my side.
It's right at your side. Okay, you get
Wait, I
about
have
to
my
that
dagger
tree,
ready as well.
and all of a sudden you see, in fact, it is a small black cat, and it darts in between the gravestones and bounds around the house. You notice that, actually, as you get about here, there is a small-looking door, which is a crafted jar,
What's your name again? I just sorry.
and it disappears.
Your name.
Arsenier.
Connor,
I see a door over here.
I don't want to smell like burnt cheese today
Into the castle.
in my basement.
Alright, you two walk closer, and you notice, actually, that small door must lead to a cellar, as there's a light illuminating from underneath. It almost looks like a small lantern light, and it kind of dips and fades as if the light is moving away from you deeper into probably a cellar.
So there's
Probably
a staircase? Is that what you're
It
saying?
appears to be a
Like,
staircase
you see
down.
a staircase.
Yeah. It's within that. This is a large tower,
Hmm.
and yeah, at the base of it there is what appears to be a cellar door with a staircase leading down.
Shall we check it out?
We should call the others. I walk this way, and I beckon the others over. Come here. Oh, come
Hey.
here.
Okay.
Wait. This is the vampire.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't think we want that. to
Vampires.
come with us. There's only 4 of us.
Come here, vampire. Go on.
Okay, so
After a long fight, we feast.
I don't think we're going to feast.
you all, I assume you all go down these stairs, yes?
Let's do it,
Start treading down the stairs.
You.
I'll go
Yeah.
first.
You should go first.
I-
You know the
I draw
most.
my sword.
You know the most. I keep my sword drawn at my right side, holding it.
Well, yeah, my sword is already drawn.
Okay, which one goes first?
I do.
I'll go right behind you.
I'm
Okay,
a
actually,
first
second.
I'll follow
He
right
goes
behind
and
you.
then I go.
Okay, first, second, third, Fourth,
And the
yes.
father.
Sure.
Okay, the father follows.
Yes.
his
Do we have a
mom.
lamp? Do we have any inventory
No.
for lamps?
But you notice that the light, you're following it, but the light still continues to recede. And it disappears completely. Until, as you get down towards the bottom, you're not sure what way to go anymore. It appears completely dark, and there's a small door in front of you. Closed. You hear a...
We have no light.
Yo, what the?
Hold on.
strange sound.
Like a
For Minecraft.
It sounds as if something wet is
Like a
squishing.
slime something.
Squishing and slapping against stone tiles.
That's good.
Out of what?
Slime.
Can I roll
A saddle.
for stealth? Can I roll for stealth while opening the door?
Yes, go for it.
14.
14. Alright.
Plus, plus 3.
Wow.
Cool.
Jeez, you're so high.
Alright, you go and you open that door.
That's my
It
stuff.
doesn't even creak as you
Alright.
peer through, and you see actually it steps down into a wide dungeon. There are several cells on each side. It almost looks like a horse stall the way it's set up, with stalls on each side, iron bars caging in. You see there are slumped over figures within each of these cells. And you're not sure if they're alive or dead. None of them are moving.
Do look
But-
like young girls.
In the middle, you're unable to tell at this distance. You're standing at like the top. It has a small stairs down into this area. In the middle, the floor slopes to a pool at the center flagstone, where there's a figure of
Yellow stature.
yellow stature. We'll say you're all standing around it. You're all up here at the beginning of the stairs, and in the middle, there is a small boy mopping, red sliding against the floors. He takes the mop, reels it up, and wrings it out into a bucket. When he's done, he tosses the mop aside, picks up the bucket, walks it over, and plops it down, red splashing over the sides, congealing on top, and red mess. It's one of several different buckets, or at least 3 others.
Alright, I walk up to him.
Okay, you walk down the stairs.
Yeah, I say,
Okay, so if I'm picturing this correctly, there's a door. There's
You
this
all-
big open space. There's a door at the top. There's stairs leading down.
There's
now.
a few stairs leading down. It's kind of like an entryway. Imagine it like the entrance to a basement. You have a small set of stairs leading in a brief hallway that opens up into.
So the staircase opens up.
Yeah,
so
the sta-
Christian will be seen.
Yes, you're in broad light. Like
Yeah.
it's straight down
Okay.
in the
just
middle
wanna
of
make
it,
sure
standing
that
a,
was clear.
a young boy. He has a lantern sitting on a stool, so it emits light from that area.
I kind of just say, boy.
He looks around for a second, and then he sees you coming down the stairs. He startles back, slipping in the blood. He falls back on his butt, and then kind of scoots back in the blood, clearly panicked. What are you doing
I
here?
sheathe my sword. Put it away. Say,
No one's supposed to be here.
Was that real?
That was like the fakest sneeze I've ever seen, but it was real.
Hey.
Okay, I'll be quiet. I chew!
Okay,
Sorry, that was a real sneeze.
he kind of reels back,
Real.
looking around.
A sneeze like that.
He goes, and his eyes instantly go to a large metal coffin on built into the wall. It has a face atop it, and it kind of
so it looks like a
shapes out.
mummy.
It looks almost like a
Mummy.
sarcophagus or a Russian nesting doll kind of figure.
Okay.
Just how it's down and it's built into the wall.
Am I
closed.
educated enough to know what that is?
Go ahead and roll for insight or history.
History.
Actually, roll for history.
That's a 16
Yep, you know what it is.
plus 2.
Yeah. So you look at that and instantly know it's an Iron Maiden, which is a contraption that you would strap a person inside. It has metal spikes built into the doors and all around it.
Yeah.
Anywhere you would move, it would stab you and poke you, and the door closes. Yeah, so
But usually they house live people in there.
this one looks like it's built for a single person. The door is slightly ajar, but not enough to see who's inside.
And where's the boy in retrospect?
The boy is standing in the middle. That is on the far back room, so it's like right behind him, right? So he kind of like looks up over his shoulder at the Iron Maiden.
Okay. So, what's that doing there?
He kind of just looks at you and hands covered in blood. He stands to his feet.
I'm not here to hurt you. I just want to know, why are you mopping up blood? Why is there an Iron Maiden?
I shouldn't be talking to you. You know what she would do to me?
Who?
The Countess.
Why?
It is on her orders that we do these things. It is for her, she calls it her medicine.
Who's
It is like, it's just blood. It is people's blood. He doesn't really know what to say and kind of just he shudders, still backing away from you. You notice actually there is a small staircase on the other side that would appear to lead up towards the house. And he's inching towards that staircase.
I slowly walk towards, I guess like, kind of like, he scoots away from me and I'm kind of like,
Yeah, you're following him?
I'm kind of
Or
like
you're
blocking
looking
the
at it?
entrance.
Cool.
Yes.
I don't think this is working. I think this might have turned off first.
Did someone's phone connect to me?
How long have we been playing? What time is it?
7:24.
Let's find out.
What?
Let me just go through
I
it.
am.
Yeah, I know.
It feels so much later.
Unconnect from it for a second. Sorry, 2 seconds. I don't know
Can I
why.
use the restroom?
Yeah, go use the restroom. We will get right back to it.
Why'd you do that?
Just trying to let it light.
Anyone got to use the restroom? Go for it. I don't know what is happening.
Ow, Shaza.
I take a shiza. I praise that. The crux. The crux. And then Twilax. Connor.
You can blow up the king.
Idiot boy.
Idiot boy.
What's the red thing inside of it?
Part of the olive.
It is?
Yeah.
Why?
These have gotten a lot shorter.
That's what I told
Yeah.
you.
They've lasted for a decent amount
Like
of time.
they've lasted so long.
They have lasted quite a while. I have had them out actually burning for a bit.
True. I mean, it has been, I don't know, not a lot of time.
Good one.
Yeah, it's only been 2.5 hours. We're making good time. So
Do you want to try my soup?
Did you
We're
make it
about to
already?
break pretty soon.
Oh.
So I'll try it at dinner time, yeah?
I
Well-
see. I understand. That's okay.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Are Zach and Crystal still here? Probably.
Probably.
7:30, maybe.
Probably been a couple hours.
Probably leave at like 8, I think, that they'll leave. Probably.
Yeah, because the little girl gotta go back.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't want to like heat up my food while they're just sitting there talking.
Yeah, that's
Smells
fine.
like burn here.
They'll be gone by the time we're ready for
I
this.
cooked an olive.
I'm sure. It'll be another maybe 30 minutes.
Okay. 30 minutes.
Depends on how they do. Alright, that's still running?
Yeah, let's
Smells
check.
like burn.
Can you still see like me and Isaac and everybody?
Yep, we're still good.
Guess what, Kendra?
Yeah, I could have switched it back out for this one.
That's it.
You want to switch it back out for this one?
Why?
No? That's alright. It's the same map. This one's the outside. I realized
Oh,
that
I
was still
see.
the inside.
Oh, that's fine.
Good job on the master.
We should double
Yeah,
check.
it looks
It's
super
kinda
cool.
fun.
Killed it so
Yeah,
dope.
thanks. And it's made out of fabric.
How did you do all this around the edge? Did you do that?
I found an image, and then it was really crappy, and so I gave it some noise, and then Gaussian blurred it, and gave it some noise again.
Bro.
And then I put it behind that, so it gave it
Wow,
kind of
you really put a lot of effort into that.
Just a little, yeah. Some.
Just a little.
Just
And then
little.
did you like Sharpie this or did you print
No, I
this as
printed
well?
it. I drew it I drew it and then I made it different layers and then colored one and then I couldn't decide which one I liked more and I'm like, I'll make one inside.
Well, let's make this a
I
good
could
game.
put that
All right.
because Logan put a lot of effort into it.
And this
Let's make this a
honestly
good
took a
game.
long time. I'm glad it's going. It seems like it's going
Yeah,
pretty
let's
well
make
so
this
far.
a good game.
All right, so let's bring it back in. Quick bathroom break. Okay, so you are standing in the middle of the room, somewhat
Towards
coming around the side,
the door. Yeah.
trying to circle around the door, while Fisco, the young lad, covered in blood from falling in it, he stands kind of trying to inch his way towards that same door, so you're getting rapidly closer to him. You are all standing kind of in the back hallway there of the cellar door, dungeon door. You're all hidden still, yeah. He doesn't notice any of you. Do any of you make a
It
move?
smells burnt down here.
I told we discussed we're gonna stay in
Okay, you're gonna stay hidden?
for the
All
best.
three of you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, you do that, and you continue to circle that direction, yes?
Yes.
Okay. He looks really uncomfortable. His eyes continue going to that door, and every once in a while they flash back towards that Iron Maiden again.
I start to approach him a little more.
Okay. As you get closer, he's like, stand back!
Why?
Stand back, I tell you. He reaches his hand kind of behind his back. His breathing heavy. He's clearly deranged.
I'm not here to hurt you. Why would? I'm not here. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
And
Why
what
so
will you
much?
say of all this?
I don't know anybody here. Who would I tell?
They were finding me. They were blaming me.
No.
It's all on me. It's all my. It's be all my fault.
Whatever you're thinking right now.
Is that in game?
It's a dart.
You don't have darts.
Why?
Okay, keep it in game. There's no way I'm getting out of this. He goes and he pulls a knife from his back.
Hey.
Stay back!
Hey. Everything's alright. Okay. Just let the knife down.
Australia.
Just let the knife down. Calm down.
Out of it for a while. Hillbilly Australia.
He goes and he darts towards the door that you guys are all standing at because he's noticed you've kind of made your way in between him. He darts towards the back cellar door that you guys are all standing at. Alright, he gets there, he runs up the staircase.
Do we hear him like coming?
Oh, you see him full
Yeah.
board.
Someone grab him!
Someone grab him!
I pull out. Oh, I grab him. I'll grab.
Okay, you straight up grab him? Alright, strength
I'll
check.
tackle him.
Strength check, boy. Athletics check, actually.
11.
Alright, you straight up hug that boy. You grab him, hold him tight. He kind of squirms away from you. He doesn't even notice your disfigurement in that moment, but as you hold him down,
Somebody doesn't notice.
he kind of, his eyes, they flash around. He tries to pull away from you, and you notice his eyes lock yours, and you notice blue and green, just like you used to have.
I run over to him. I run over while he grabs him.
Okay, you run over.
I kind of help him down.
Be like, we're not gonna hurt.
He goes, this monster! He pushes away from you. Able to escape, and
and
you
I
kind
grab
of.
him by the shoulders.
Okay, yeah, you grab him. Yeah. Okay, roll a strength check for me.
10 plus.
Where's strength?
Maybe athletics.
Strength should be fourth.
I know I should.
Where's
Oh,
athletics?
no, that's still.
Oh.
I accidentally took it off. That counts as strength, or athletics counts as
Plus
strength
one.
index.
So.
Plus one. Okay. Yeah, you hug that boy. You hold him, pin him. Your arms reach around him. You kind of grab him in a lock. You pull him down the stairs just a little bit as the weight of him kind of presses you down.
Yeah.
You go back. Do you all come out of the hallway? You're kind of crowded in there.
I
You've seen us now. Wait, they're going back down the stairs?
Yeah, he's falling down the stairs a little bit. You're in the hallway. He's grabbed him,
I stay where
and
I am.
you're pulling down the stairs. Okay. You stay where you are?
Yeah.
Anyone
I
else?
come out.
You come out? Okay. Yeah. He's like, monster. One-eyed monster.
Don't pay attention to my son.
Kill me. Just kill me now.
No.
There's no point in this.
No.
They will catch me. They will have me hung or burned alive at the stake.
Why? Why?
Do
Tell
you
me
see
why.
this?
What's going on?
They will
Why
blame
are
me
you
for
doing
this. Like, look around. Look around at this. You notice, actually, there are a couple very frail fingers poking their head, poking around the bars, and their heads peek out. Their eyes sunken in, a little caved in. Just little girls.
Look at me, look at me, look at me. I promise I'm not gonna hurt you. But like, what the fuck is going on?
There it is.
Parade.
She has the blood.
What name am I?
She must always have the blood.
Must always have the blood? Hold on, who? Count Bathory?
The Countess, yes.
Countess Bathory?
Yes, the Countess.
She needs blood? What, are you saying that she's a vampire? I'm not gonna hurt you. And I'm not gonna tell anybody.
I'm not saying anything. I think I best wait.
No. I'm not gonna let you go until you tell me.
He looks at you. Wait, you're behind him, right? Yeah, he looks kind of up at you. He looks down at your feet. Roll for me an athletics check. Yeah, you.
Whoa!
What is it?
7.
Height? 7
Plus.
plus?
1.
7 plus 1. Alright. He moves a little bit. You're able to hold on to him for a second, but he pushes you back, and you step in the puddle of smeared around blood on the tile. You slip and go back hard. Crunch. You take
Oh, come on.
You take 4 damage.
Are you serious?
4 damage, yeah.
That's what you get for
4
talking.
damage. Your back almost feels like it goes out. Your head knocks against the flagstones and you go dizzy as he moves away from you. He goes.
Grab him!
He picks up his knife up off the floor,
I try.
holds it to his
like right
throat,
there.
Oh no, my.
and just lets it loose.
Oh.
Blood spraying from him. He falls to his
Me?
knees. No, him. Just flooding as he
Hold
falls
on,
space flat
Does anybody know medics?
in the middle of the flagstone.
I rush to him and I put my hand on his.
I ran down and I
somewhere.
grabbed his neck.
Okay.
You grab his neck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Connor missed and went for the heart.
Roll for survival, both of you.
Gonna
You're both
pray
on him?
for him.
I know,
Okay,
he's
you're praying for
I
him?
was praying for
Okay,
him.
you
But
did-
Isaac had to touch him. I didn't touch him. I just prayed over him.
You didn't pray over him.
20.
Alright.
Oh my.
You
God.
hold your hand to his blood squirting
Jeez, Isaac.
from his neck. You squeeze it tight.
Really?
Tell you,
That's right. Honor roll.
let me die.
No.
He kind of gives up.
I feel different.
No.
Big difference.
He's slowly slipping from you, though. You notice that it's pretty irreparable, but you're slowing
something
down.
to tear. Some cloth.
Okay, I mean, you have what you're wearing, what he's wearing. Any one of you can offer
I
anything.
reach for his sleeve and I tear it off.
Okay.
You turn.
Rip that sleeve. Athletics check.
Military clothing is hard to tear.
Athletics check. Actually, all clothing back then is
11.
pretty hard to tear.
Yeah, true.
Facts.
But he's a little boy. I was little boy clothing. is a little
Okay,
bit
you
smart.
try and rip it. You tear shreds of it.
What's athletics? 2. Yeah, it's a 13.
Yeah. So you tear shreds of it, and you're able to get off a very thin strip, but it doesn't look like enough to make a good bandage out of. Do any of you do anything? You
just
notice he's
continue
slowly
forward.
slipping away.
Do you
Yeah.
need some more cloth?
Based on what I see on his neck, I think I know that he's not going to last any more than a few
You
seconds.
see his eyes dimming, his left eye blinking green. And he slowly starts to close. He looks up at you, Razvan, for no discernible reason, just kind of staring at you. He's
Ask
slowly
him
slipping
something.
away.
Who?
Drip, drip. He dies. Laying there on the floor, you feel the blood has stopped spewing.
Okay, hold on.
and
How
you're
did his
able to let
okay?
go.
Run it back for me. How did his neck start spurting blood again?
He
He
grabbed his
fell.
dagger off the floor after he got away from you, slit his own neck.
Yeah. The one that got away. You guys could have been such great friends.
Cups of rose.
Alright. Around you,
Is this in game?
you notice
So soon.
there's only two of them.
Two girls.
Very, very thin girls.
It's a drink.
Serving girls, still dressed in their serving clothes.
Marvin's
Um,
20.
they're absolutely shredded, look like they had a whip taken to them. One of them, again, covered in that strange kind of yellow substance.
Hey, can you pray for my healing?
Yeah, bro, look, I just did the red.
And you hear it crying from the back of the
I
room.
did that.
Me?
Oh, you did?
You all do. Just a very slight whimper.
Back up so you can see all of us.
Alright, what do you do? Anything?
What should we do with the boy?
I'd like to hold the boy because that was terrifying. I didn't even.
Like
the music
hold-
makes it like an
like
anime
lift
death.
someone.
It's like an
This-
anime death.
I tell you what you do. I tell you what to do. Get boy.
Asuna.
You hold him in your hands.
Yeah.
Okay. You look down and seeing his eyes and the structure of his face, you almost recognize yourself in him. Not anymore. You look in a mirror now and you don't see yourself. Not who you think that you were. But you from all those years ago when you were just a boy and in love, you recognize the face and it looks so much like your own.
What is it?
You look so familiar. Like myself.
Strange.
Not anymore. I used to.
Well, then you
A
weren't.
lot more like
You weren't ugly as fuck before.
Shit. Oh shit.
I say language.
Of course you do.
I'm a priest.
Thanks, priest. Thanks, father.
I used to look very much like him when I was younger, when I was here.
How many girls do we see? Like
You
we
see two of them in the same cell.
How many cells do we see?
There are 6 cells. 3 on one side, 3 on the other side. Yeah, and
So it's just
the other
straight
ones
up
have
a dungeon.
yeah, it's a straight up dungeon. Yeah,
Other ones have.
the other ones have what look like kind of. There's a few slumped over corpses in there. Those ones actually don't look like girls.
Do
They look like boys.
They look
Okay.
like men. What would have been men,
what
but they're
is-
kind of decomposed.
Logan, usually there's like an original spot where the blood came from. Can I figure out where that came from?
Yeah, that blood is smeared around kind of the center flagstone. It looks as if that
Like
body
there's a
had.
sacrifice.
It's hard to say at this point because you've been mopping it for
Yeah.
you've been mopping it up. But it looks, if you're able to look close. Actually, just roll for survival. Tell me.
18.
18. Yeah. Okay. You notice in between the sloshing of the mop marks on the floor, you are able to discern that a body had been dragged from here. So someone was
where?
bled out here
Where?
on
In the center
in the center
flagstone.
flagstone. Yeah, down in the dungeon.
Okay. But I can't tell from which one. Is there an empty cage?
No, I mean there's several empty cages.
Okay.
There's not like from a certain cell.
Okay.
Whoever was murdered, it was from the center flagstone.
So where's the body?
You do not see a body, but you do see there is a hook in the ceiling, a hook and chain from the ceiling, and you know from just basic knowledge of the world that they would
Basic
hang up
murder
animals.
theories. Yeah.
They would hang up animals to bleed them out.
Question.
Yeah.
The Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that? I'll go check it out.
You're asking
Tell me.
You're asking who you're doing.
You get closer. Tell me what's on.
Dude, just let me know.
Just let me know. You get a little closer to the Iron Maiden. You walk across, your feet kind of slipping in the sprayed around blood on the floor. You come closer and you hear that distinct whispering. Almost, no, crying. You hear it, just very, very faint. Coming from inside the Iron Maiden. The door's still ajar.
From inside the Iron Maiden.
I follow behind Simon to
Could I roll for stealth
Yeah.
to open it?
Yeah.
Or to look inside?
Stealth to look inside without them noticing.
11
Okay, 11.
plus 3.
Okay. Yeah, you are able to kind of peek inside, and you don't think they notice you, but you do see there is another girl in there, just bawling. She's dressed in her new maiden's clothes, servant's outfit, and she's just bawling. She looks actually like she's been cried out. Just tears that stream down her face. She's just completely worn out, exhausted from screaming.
Disheveled.
Disheveled, yes.
Disheveled.
Yeah.
Can I talk to her?
Sure.
Be like, what's going on? Are you okay?
She kind of looks up at you, and she cracks a very faint smile, and just barely relief. Her body seems to jolt almost with joy, but she has no more tears to cry. She continues to kind of, her body's just pinched in that anxiety of being in there for so long, it seems.
Is there any way of knowing if she's like dangerous?
You look closer, and you recognize her actually. In fact, it is Anna.
What?
It's a gypsy girl
Tifa.
that had ridden up with you. They
She
rode up with you.
Anna. It's me.
She opens her eyes and she starts nodding her head. She's still unable to kind of speak. She kind of looks. You see that her arms are actually strapped down and her legs are strapped down.
Well, I undo them.
Okay. You start to undo them. You kind of notice he swings the door open. I assume, yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
see this.
Okay. The door, large spikes swing back and open. She's inside, spikes all around her. Little, like, marks cut, no longer bleeding on her face and on the sides of her body. Little impacts from where the needles have been. Yeah, no, I'd say no real cuts, but more like indentations from the spikes. Yeah. She's just there whimpering, and you undo him. She falls into your arms, and you're able to kind of catch her and lower her down out of there. What do y'all do?
How did you get in there?
Is she incapacitated? Like she can hear you.
I mean, you could. She doesn't say anything.
What?
Does anybody?
Does
What's
she answer
survival?
my questions?
Like, does anybody have first aid kit?
Y'all just ask questions,
I
and
did.
we'll see.
How'd you get in there? Who put you in here?
She looks at you.
Wait, Visco? The freaking app?
What?
Oh
Fisco,
What even are you
the boy that
The boy that just
straight
murdered
up killed
himself.
himself.
Okay,
That's
Bill
Visco's
Holding.
a photo app.
But anyway.
Fisco.
Fisco, okay.
Fisco.
Why,
still
why
holding
did he
his
put
body.
you in there?
She just keeps repeating. I don't know.
Have you seen anyone else?
Baby.
Wow, you're a great priest.
She shakes her head. No.
Shut
Hold on,
up.
what did you say?
Bring it in.
I asked if she saw anyone else come down.
She shakes her head.
So she's going to see Visco.
So how long have you been?
Since after they took me, after the funeral, they took me, they had me get dressed, and then they just took me down here. They just took me down.
Who's they?
We're not gonna hurt you.
What did they do to you?
Fisco, the other one, I don't remember.
A man?
This, the lady, that is
Dude, Visco's sus.
Catherine,
Alright, sorry, I'm still holding the body too. It's terrifying.
Lady Catherine.
Lady Catherine.
What about her?
Okay.
Huh?
God. Speak up.
Hey!
She says Lady Catherine and Fisco.
Does anyone have any food? Does anyone have water on them?
I got some chewed cheeses and some olives.
I have a
Would you like
flask.
any crackers?
I have some mead.
Some crackers.
Some
There's some crackers over
Wow,
there.
that's
ask.
Thank you so much for coming for me. I thought I was going to die in there.
You were gonna
no
die.
crackers.
You were. But
You're getting soft.
You were.
Food. Did they
You need
feed
to
you?
take her somewhere.
They didn't feed you?
It's only been it's been the night.
Oh, I see.
Guys. Let's bring her to my room. We can't leave her down in the dungeon. We can't leave her down in the dungeon.
Please help.
Because Lady Bathory will find her here. If she's telling the truth.
Well, we can't take her inside of the place where she'll look.
Where should we take her then? What do you suggest?
There must be somewhere we can take her to hide her.
Where does Lady Bathory not go during the day? Do we know? The kitchen.
She's a woman. I cannot. That was pretty good.
All right, bring it back in, boys. All right.
Jeez.
Please
The
just-
grave.
I'm very tired.
Wait.
Please, no.
I would
No.
not put it. I would not put it there.
What
Please,
is
I'm
that?
so tired. Please.
She don't want that. Alright.
There's that room that nobody.
One of our rooms.
One of the
our
rooms
rooms.
was not taken.
Please don't leave me.
Isaac,
No,
you
no.
have a double bed. Wait, you have 3 beds.
Me and
have a
her
triple bed.
could go into.
Yes,
Me
maybe.
and her could go into the room that wasn't taken.
Why would
Well, no, because then they'll look there.
Why would they
Yeah.
look there? Because normally I should be with him. in
No,
his
no,
room.
exactly. So then they'll clean this area. But if
Why would they clean if nobody's there though?
because that's just, I mean, it's a big house. That's the collection.
She rests a hand on your arm.
But here, they won't go into our rooms because it's our rooms. They
He's
protect our privacy. So
Yeah,
they'll
she holds your
look.
hand. Her hand goes
They
down
do
the
that with our
side.
room too.
No, she's like,
They
I'd
wouldn't.
say she's
Why would
probably
they ever
Because it's
Just
just
20-ish.
I thought you were saying that.
Oh, I was, but now I'm talking about
Alright,
oh,
my
my
room.
room too.
Yeah,
Alright,
put it on
baby.
your Table. I don't
You
care.
know what?
That's
I'm
my
gonna
bed.
take
Unless
it about
you get in trouble.
should
with
take.
She clings onto your arm.
Yeah, do you have this room?
Thank
You
you.
got like a table?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
my
what
bed.
I'm saying.
That's my bed.
Fuck off! Definitely mine. What? You sleep on the
No,
ground.
I dream at the table.
Okay. How do we get her through the house? What if someone wakes up?
Is there a passageway from this way up to the hallway?
Those
There's
stairs,
that
we can
door
check
on
the
that
stairs.
side.
Okay, let's go. I pick her up and we go.
Okay. You pick her up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. She kind of wraps her arms around you and kind of like snuggles into you, just freezing. You feel her shaking against you. She's still, she's trying to get her breathing under control. Do you all just follow out?
We follow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
draw my sword.
You draw your
Wait,
sword.
why?
You know what?
You follow, and it leads into a spiral staircase and leads up. You follow it up, and it actually, you open the first door, and you see
I
it's
put
on
my
the first
sword
level,
back.
but the stairs continue. Do you stay on the first level, or do you go up to the second floor? You're on the second floor, is where your rooms are.
Take
Go all the way up.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay,
No,
you can
take
take
her to the room.
Yeah, let's take her to the room.
That's what we're doing. We have to go to the second floor though.
your rooms are on the second floor. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
that's
We'll go listen. I thought I asked you first floor or second floor. and it sounded
Yeah,
like-
Yeah,
I thought you said
I know. I
first
might have
floor.
said that
Yeah.
on accident.
Okay.
You go up the stairs, and that hallway is on the second floor. That's what I meant to say.
We go to the second floor.
The servants' quarters. If that
Is
helps
this
you,
on
is
the second floor
on-
too, or is this on the
That's
first
on the first floor.
Do the stairs go higher than second floor?
Oh,
It
I
is
see.
a tower.
No, it's only well, yes, they do go higher, but you notice they get thinner and thinner to it just very narrow. It looks almost like a steeple, maybe
We're
a
like
bell
right
tower.
here.
Okay, so you come up to the second floor. Yeah, you stop out there.
So I'll,
Okay.
I'll go over to
You
here
leave?
and make sure that nobody's coming from that way as well, so we can sneak into our room.
Okay, you do that. As you start walking over there, you actually hear, blah 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 blah. Where is it?
You hear blah blah blah.
No, you hear something.
You hear shouting back and forth, a man and a woman. It's really undiscernible at first, and you hear the woman say, "How dare you accuse me of such things with no proof? Do you know who my family is? You forget, uncle. You forget your place."
Uncle.
She goes and she
Uncle.
slams the door. There's you see him coming actually down this hallway in front of you, and he's startled to see you out of bed.
Hold on.
Hello.
What are you doing
Hey,
here?
where's my die?
I jump back into the staircase. We jump back into the staircase.
You kind of duck back into the staircase there. You close the door, or like creak it closed.
We cricket.
Actually, we sneak into this room.
That's okay.
That's the room that he's going to.
Oh shit!
No, you do that.
No, we do that. It's fine.
Is that okay?
It's
Yeah, let's not
Okay,
I'll be safe
guys.
here.
There's a. he goes, what are you doing out of bed?
I was merely restless, just taking a walk.
Going to the bathroom.
A walk where? What did you hear?
I had nothing. I merely just approached as you were rounding the corner as well.
Is Arsenia with you?
No, I'm
Would you fetch him for me?
glad.
In fact, fetch the others, please.
Of course.
He goes and he kind of goes walking, continues walking with you, and he looks at you strangely as you pass your room and continue towards his room.
All of a sudden,
I heard RCA first, so I'm going to get him.
He goes and he goes to his door, sticks the key in the door and finds it actually unlocked. He goes and opens his door.
Oh,
He finds you all in there. It's like, what is this? Why are you all out of bed already?
We're talking.
What have you seen?
What?
What have you seen? Tell me.
hold on,
We're
hold on,
talking.
hold on.
Sir, we heard
I saw you digging in the graveyard.
We all saw you. We heard you.
I'm just gonna be
Middle of
blunt.
the night.
I saw you digging in the graveyard. You ran off.
I
Where'd you
go,
go?
as he's talking, I slowly slip behind the guy and I close the door behind him.
He walks in, sneak and creep.
Where has he been? Roll for stealth.
Finally pulled out his staff and knocked him.
I get him.
Connor, what if this goes wrong? Don't do it.
Should I not? Guys, what's the consensus?
You already did it. Roll for stealth.
Hey, we can't talk about it right in front of
That's
me.
not your D20.
Oh, whoops.
Rolling a
Wait, what?
Are you
Oh, there it
serious? You've been rolling it up the whole time.
15.
3? Okay.
You
You
rolled
rolled
a 5.
5? Okay.
That was a 5. That's
He
a
goes,
6.
he sticks his arm out.
What's your
He's like,
stealth plus?
he puts his hand on your chest.
Oh.
0.
Who does?
It's negative,
It's negative.
something, isn't it?
Therezo puts his hand on your chest and goes, what do you think you're doing?
I'll just walk into the bathroom.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Not now.
This talk isn't.
Not now!
Excuse me, sir.
He goes, he rests his hand on his sword.
I'm a child of God, and so are you. Excuse me.
No.
He goes and draws his sword.
Hey, hey, hey,
I
You may be a father,
Yeah.
but I am the highest ranking official here. He goes, sticks the sword back in, he pulls out a letter, and draws it down. He points here and holds it out to the seal of actually the king, King Matthias. I am here on official business, and as you are all awake and clearly have seen and been about these premises, you are all here to assist me.
What about?
Arsenia,
What about?
please go ahead and lock this door.
Tell us. What about?
Wait, why are you locking
Why
the
is she
door
here?
for him?
We found
This
his
is like
dungeons. We went
I
through
miss
this
security.
door. We heard a noise, and we saw blood.
Say no more. Who's been paying attention?
Lots of blood.
I have.
Arsenia, I told you.
Too many names. Shh, my brain.
I told you
My brain be like
about the Countess and how she has certain proclivities towards, I'll just say it,
Young
torture. She has been torturing these young girls. She has been practicing witchcraft and sorcery. And clearly there is some evil that is taking residence up in this place.
Hey. So why were we invited? Why was I invited?
I do not know.
I'm so confused.
What is your profession? Why are you here? You are a nobleman. Are you her dinner guest? Are you part of this plot? Should I not?
You're giving
I'm a Laurent.
Laurent. Vampire hunters. My niece.
Have you heard of us?
She has a very strange interest in the occult. And yes, I have heard of you. Everyone has heard of the jokes of the Laurents. Do you know his grandfather is known as the Butcher? He straight went around claiming that these were vampires driving stakes through hearts.
I'm not my grandfather.
You are a Laurent. Are there
I'm
even
not my
vampires?
grandfather.
A cult in witchcraft, it's all.
Did you just
Torture
come in here to
is
insult us?
torture. We are here on the basis of this countess taking young women from the village, torturing them in her dungeon.
I was called here, and then not even 5 hours later, I saw a monster, and we just killed it. We literally just killed the girl we just buried.
I know nothing of monsters but of man.
The girl that you just buried, who you just buried, she came up.
We
We
saw
just
her
had a
walk,
funeral for her.
walk with this
Mina.
snake.
Mina, she came up out of the grave.
With this
What do you
snake
have to say
still
about
that?
stuck
Swear
into
to
her
this.
What do you
body.
have to say about that?
Perhaps she has succeeded.
Again, I asked,
This-
why have you called us here?
This changes nothing. I have not called you here. Countess Bathory called you here probably just to talk to you about her different witchcraft. Do you know how to summon demons and ghosts? I do not know you. We must bring this woman to justice. But I have confronted her already and she knows this. I have no proof. There is nothing I can prove. You girl, have you seen anything? He looks to Anna and Anna goes, they tortured me in their dungeon. But it was Fisco and Lady Catherine.
What about Visco? Again?
She just said that Fisco and Lady Catherine tortured her.
Yes,
She knows
yes,
nothing
yes,
of
okay.
the Bathory, of Countess Bathory. Because this helps us nothing. She will just claim that these are her people and that she knows none of it. We have to find something substantial, something.
We had something substantial, and then Visco killed himself. He literally slit his throat.
The young boy.
He slit his throat.
He
As
would
he was
not-
mopping up
He
blood.
would not have been helped, by the way.
He was
He's just a
clearly
boy.
deranged. Clearly deranged.
This does not help our case at all. She will claim he was just a mad young.
So
So
she
what-
needs to
There's
be,
nothing.
she
what
needs
do we
to be
do?
We
caught.
must find proof. We must catch this.
We
woman.
still have the body out there.
We do. But they will just claim that it was Lady Catherine and Fisco. This brings us
But
still.
what about the fangs? What about the fangs?
Fangs? No. What do fangs have to do with torture? So what? She succeeded in rising some demon into this body.
And that's evidence. It's
Evidence to what?
evidence
evidence
she's
that the-
rising from the dead.
And how do we prove that it's the Countess? Let me tell you that they have money.
What money does the goody?
More money than me. More money than the king has but as much money as she does. Their family is powerful. Ferenc Nadasti, the Black Knight of Bistria, has married into this family. Now that he is gone and dead and all that. She is left to rule this entire country. This region is under her control. You know, I heard before coming here that she wants to start a school for young girls. You know how many women? Did you see this graveyard? Do you know how many people have been killed here already? A school in this place?
Why do they keep coming here then?
She's the Countess. She's offering them an education. That's what.
Haven't they heard? Haven't they heard all of this?
Why are you here? Tell them, why are you here? He looks at Anna and Anna goes, sold. My father, he sold me here. Probably just, they need money and he's right. How do we catch her? What can we do? There's no proof against her. Please, I just do not want to be alone.
You're safe now. You're not in that death trap anymore. And you just gotta stay safe.
She bows her head and kind of like pushes into you. There she goes. I will do this. We cannot just leave these girls here to suffer the same fate.
I agree.
If we do not catch the Countess, we might at the very least catch this Lady Catherine. The boy Fisco is dead, yes?
We should stop it.
He's dead. He's dead.
It's a bloody basement. That's to say the
I will do
least.
this. Those storm clouds, they will bring nothing but a mudslide. I cannot travel at night, lest I not make it. This is too important. I will God willing, I will make it in the morning. So we all try and get our best night's sleep. So you can lock your doors and do not trust anything. If you can, move furniture to... I will go in the morning. It is on you to find proof. By the time I return,
Where are you going?
I will go and fetch the authorities. I will go get my men. I have this. I'm the Viscount. I'm second in command. They will come for me. I will rally a militia in the village if I must. We will find justice, but I rely on you to find proof. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Arsenie, would you go ahead and lock the door, please? Try and be well rested. We will catch her in the morning. Yes.
Perhaps.
And with that, you kind of suggest that you leave. Do you go to your rooms? Yeah.
I'm already there.
Yeah. You are, and you take her with you. You take Anna with you.
Yes.
Okay.
She goes.
And you two go to your room. All right. As you get to your room, you're overcome with a just exhaustion of the day.
Who's that?
Although that is that was Fisco. Give him back.
He's in the room with us.
That's
What?
Blake is still holding his body.
Oh my god.
Okay. There's those in this room. Yes. Okay. Cool. All right. You're just overcome with sleep as you get there, completely
Real
just
life.
drained. As you all lay down in your beds
Drained,
to rest,
literally.
drained.
I try to sleep, but says there's a monster
Hold on,
nearby.
hold on. I pull
Okay.
out my shirt. I pull out my shirt.
Okay. You pull down your shirt.
And where that feeling I had. Yeah, I find that I have boobs now.
He pulls down his shirt, and you find on
Do I
your
find
chest.
any marks?
You don't see anything really significant. It almost looks like you have the smallest bruise just here. Tiny bit, a shade of blue.
So what are you looking at? Just nothing. I think it was just from the fight that I got knocked down. Earlier.
Okay. Are you alright?
It's fine. Yeah, fuck off.
Wow. Dog.
Totally makes sense. Just kidding.
All right.
I asked.
You all start to fall
What time do we do?
asleep. What's that?
What time do we see the feast?
Oh, that's pretty soon. Okay. Well, we're almost done. Can you hold it?
I need to pee.
Okay, go pee.
Leave the door open.
Just listen.
We can continue, yeah.
We'll just wait for like 5 seconds. While it goes.
Now he's
We're almost done. We're almost at the break point.
Are you making good
No,
time?
this is
That
almost
felt like we
Oh
could-
yeah, we're making great time actually. I think this is
Oh, I want some of that bread.
yeah, this will be a one-off for sure.
Cool.
Heck yeah. This is fun. I like this
What?
one.
Tech Lord's back.
I like to, get more into like
Is there
conversation.
other stuff? You brought other things?
I have a little bit more.
Ooh.
Little bit more.
Like dessert.
He can't say. Don't say.
Won't say.
Fair enough.
I wish I could time the feast at the same time we're gonna eat, but we need a break, and we'll eat during our break. And plus, that way we don't have soup at the table, and we're not all focused on eating. We can take just a good little break from that. But then I'll have something for that time.
Cool.
Pretty good.
The soup was like. Oh wait, I have the receipt.
Oh yeah, we paid for that.
It was like $1.70.
That much?
Oh.
Jeez, Connor, could you get cheaper soup?
It was $1.
$1 soup.
That's $2, basically.
$1 soup. That's just inconceivable. Whoa, hellhounds outside.
It was $1. Yeah, like $1.72.
Okay.
What?
Here, we'll-
That-
Alright, let's finish this up. We're almost to the break, and we can do that over break, yeah?
And then the sourdough bread for 2 loaves was like $4.60.
Okay.
We'll do it all. And then the butter was like $2.
Okay.
What the heck? But I don't know.
What time is it?
It is
8:07.
8:07? Alright.
Oh, wow.
Let's get back into this, and are we ready?
Yes.
Alright, let's finish this one up. Okay. You've all fallen asleep. And, where is Anna sleeping in your room?
Under the table.
I let her sleep in bed.
Okay.
I
Where are you
sleep
sleeping?
on the ground.
Okay. Sleep on the ground. Okay. Have you had anything to drink tonight?
Not as much.
Not as much. Okay. Yeah. So as you're lying there, sort of drifting off to sleep, you blink your eyes, staring up at the ceiling, and your eyes begin to play tricks on you as you're staring up at the different pattern of the stucco ceiling tiles. And they almost appear to make monsters and shapes and demons and creatures. But a certain face grows more and more prevalent out of it. It's a pretty face. You don't quite recognize it. But you feel yourself being drawn in. You almost feel as if the mat has fallen out from underneath you and you're floating up to meet it. You feel yourself rising and rising. And a sudden pain deep in your chest. You can't move. Your arms kind of drift back, and in fact, you do feel air beneath you as if you've risen up in the air. And you remain there for some time, unable to scream, unable to say anything. And slowly, you fall back onto your mat and drift off into unconsciousness. Meanwhile, in your room, Father,
Ooh.
you're laying there when you have this sudden startle. You wake up, and you just have this charge in the air that you notice. It feels as if you're having the same spiritual experience you had when you found God your first time. You know there's something divine about this moment. You sit up, and you almost feel as if you're led to go and open that door.
Like my door?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I get the chills. Yeah, I do it.
Okay. You get up, your feet bare on the wooden floor. As you walk to the door, you reach for the handle and twist. Cold pewter against your fingernails. Pull back slightly and peek out. Roll for stealth.
What?
Yeah, that one.
Okay. Are you kidding me? I
Two.
suck.
2.
I
Okay.
suck at rolling.
2 minus what? 2 minus 0? You get a 20 again when you fake rolled?
The 14.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
Alright, so
Yeah, 2 minus 1.
you peek out of the door. You notice Viscount Thurzo walking through the hall. You see his knees bent as if he's trying to get by without being noticed. He has a letter in his hand, clenched between his fingers tight, as he's walking down this hallway and out there, out to the main room. Yeah. So he gets past your door, and he hears the creak of your door, and kind of turns back and looks. What do you do?
That's his
I just duck behind.
You duck your head back.
I duck my head back and I start slowly walking to my bed. I just like.
Okay. You do that.
Dead body reported.
Okay, come on. You do that, and you hear footsteps kind of leading back down the hall. They stop, and they continue onward, back, in a way he didn't notice you.
Good.
Okay. Do you do anything?
She's crying now. You can't.
Do you do anything?
Yeah. What a toddler.
What do you do?
I think my door can stay cracked open.
Okay. You just leave it cracked open. You stay inside.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. At this point, I would like you to roll a perception check. 9. Okay, with a 9, you're drifting off to sleep. In fact, your eyes do close. When they open again, something's wrong. There's a different smell in the air. You look around and you hear the door close behind, and you look around and no one's in the room with you. You're alone.
I get up and I look to see what Thurzo brought with him. I guess I look to see what's missing. Like, did he bring his coat? Did he?
Yeah, you look around. His coat's still there.
Okay. And his shoes?
He took his shoes with him.
Okay. I open the door and I peek out the hallway.
Okay. You peek out the hallway and you catch the very tail end of him as he's walking around the hallway. He like entering this way, entering this hall.
Mm-hmm.
You do recognize it to be him, though.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Do I have socks on? I have socks on.
Sure. Yeah.
Do I? I do.
Do you see the socks on?
He does now.
He did today.
I
Okay.
start to sneak out the hallway.
Okay. Roll for stealth.
Oh gosh, dang it.
Okay. You sneak out the hallway. You hear a floorboard creak beneath you, but no one comes back. So you don't think he heard it.
Okay. He's pretty far too.
He is pretty far out.
He's like halfway across the house.
Okay. Yeah. So do you continue following him?
Yeah. Just to the round of the corner, and I'll like kind of peek my head around.
As you pass the door, Connor, Father Moarte, you notice another
Why?
figure passing by your cracked door.
That's like a. Oh.
Uh,
You just let it happen. Don't comment on it.
Come on, bring it in. What do you do?
I go and check.
All right, you check and you see it's Arsenia. He's walking past your door. Do you do anything?
No, but I'm just pretty sus of him now.
Oh my gosh. Green sus.
All right, Arsenia,
make
you
it
continue to
gay.
walk, and you follow Viscount Thurzo as he walks down the hall, and you get to the other side, and it's just an open hall, and it leads actually into the second floor of a library. You're looking down, and there are several rows of books all in this library, all lined up very nicely. And you walk kind of around this guarded railing, and to what looks like another spiral staircase.
Where am I at now?
This is now way over in that big side over here.
Here?
All the way over here, actually.
Did I
walk
see
past here.
Thurzo?
Whoa, you guys
Yeah.
are far.
So you see Thurzo. He walks over to the spiral staircase and he begins to climb it, note in hand. You notice the parchment between his fingers.
How far is he from me?
He's probably a good 10 yards ahead of you.
Okay, I keep following.
Okay. You follow him up the spiral staircase.
Yeah.
Okay. Slowly up the spiral staircase, he gets to the top, and right behind him, you're able to kind of peek just between the railing of the spirals, able to see that next level. Kind of like in Harry Potter, you know when Harry's underneath and he's able to see Dumbledore when Snape kills him. Spoiler alert.
Wait.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Wait, Dumbledore dies?
Wait, what?
Wait, Harry Potter's in Harry Potter?
You're up on top of the tower,
You snake.
and you see Thurzo.
What are eyes?
He climbs up there, and in front of you both, you watch as the Countess, standing there in her nightgown,
Oh.
goes and jumps.
Why are you jumping?
She jumps, dropping from frame. You see her jump from the tower. Instantly gone. Thurzo runs.
Tower.
Elizabeth! Elizabeth! At that moment, you see a shadow enter from the side.
At that moment,
Go.
she knew.
Oh, don't worry. She'll be back. Turns. Anna? And she pushes him out from the tower. Thurzo falls out of frame.
No.
And Anna turns and sees you standing there in the stairwell.
Anna,
Mm-hmm.
like freaking like. Hold.
Anna the little.
Anna, the gypsy girl. That.
Oh, the one that was
She's-
here.
Yeah, she's no longer there. She's up there in the tower.
Hold on, how did she sneak past?
You'll find out. She starts like, should lightning strike this tower and spill us from its contents?
Why did you do that? Why did you push it? They start backing away, my hand on my hilt. Hand on my
You
hilt.
sleep with your sword.
Can I roll for perception?
You know the spell.
Got my stuff.
You know the spell to rid us of this place. Yes? You do. Or at least those of you with the Ace of Wands. Maybe your friend should open this book. You have until midnight on the morrow. If you do not break this spell,
Why are you telling me?
I'm trapped here. Just the same as you. And just the same as her. Midnight. Your existence ends on it. And from that moment, you see her kind of swirl in just a wrapping of shadow, and she leaps from the tower and flies up overhead, leaving the frame.
I run up and look out the window.
You look out the window, and all you see is a flurry of bats, flapping around,
Okay.
flying
Well,
up into the
I
sky.
look down if there's a.
You look down, you see two bodies, far below.
The Countess.
One of them you can hardly make out, but really it's theirs up on top.
The Countess.
And that is where I think we'll wrap up for a little game
What
break.
the
Yeah.
hell?
Dude.
Yeah. Beans, boys. Let's do it.
Wait, there's beans too?
Nah, there's soup. Just
I
potato
am-
soup.
Potato
Freaking
plant
buzzed
and
beyond my mind
noodle.
right now.
Oh, crap.
What the
It's
game?
all gone.